a little bit spry. Feeling kind of spry. I was feeling a little worse for wear, but I feel good something about when those bright lights kick in and that on button switches on. Live radio. There's nothing like it. It's the ultimate rush. I'm Woodsy. Well, like skydiving is probably more. A threesome is probably a bigger rush than turning the mic on.
A threesome would be fun.
Certain other things are a pretty good rush. This is a good one, though. It's top 5 for me, for sure. We could talk about our favorite rushes. We have nothing to do. So that's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. My wife's in the chat, so she didn't like that comment. It's my understanding that it would be a huge rush. It would have to be, right?
All unforced.
You turn your mic on.
It was on. Paulie didn't have it on yet. This is all unforced error. No one else has talked yet, so
that's all.
Everything you're saying is on you here.
That is. I can't believe you goaded me into that conversation. You do this to me, and you set me up for failure all the time. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What's your biggest rush?
I feel pretty good. I had a giant rush last night that I hadn't had probably in 15 years.
Yeah.
I slept the entire night without waking up.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
It really
does.
From
when to when?
I would say 10 o'clock until 4:20 when my alarm went off.
Why are you up so late?
That's when I'm up until working usually.
No, you weren't working last night.
I was home. I mean, I get home and I'm still working on, notes and stuff. There's no Padres highlights to do now, so I don't have to stay up for that, but still was working pretty much until 9:15, watched a little TV and then went to bed at 10. And I can't remember the last time I didn't just wake up at least once in the night. Not necessarily to even get up, but just
wake up.
Just wake up. I don't know if it's because it's cooler out and I just stayed asleep the entire time. I was like deep in dreams still when my alarm went off this morning.
So nice.
I was dreaming Adam was supposed to fly me around San Diego in a little prop plane. I don't know. I don't know exactly why he was trying to avoid the restricted airspace around like Coronado, and we were doing a circle around the station for some reason. I didn't want to go with him up in the plane, but I did not wake up once.
Did you go?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we had to do it for some reason. We had to fly from the little airport here and do like a circle around San Diego.
Just you and him?
Me and Adam. Yeah, he was the pilot.
Hey, I need you to get in this prop plane. Why? Why am I getting in a prop plane?
Don't worry about it.
Will I be getting a talent fee for this?
It's a station event. I need you to jump out of this plane.
There was no jumping out of the plane. As far as I know, we were just circling around San Diego.
If Mr. Odyssey says jump, you just say
from how many feet? Mr. Odyssey. From how many feet, sir? Ben's like, all right, here we go. I don't know. There's something in there. There's some weird meaning behind you and Adam in a prop plane. Did I ever tell you guys my prop plane story?
No.
Oh my God, you guys. Talk about a rush. Was at home in Texas. I don't remember what point of life I was at. I don't know if this was between colleges. I think it was between colleges. And I was home in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And my dad says, hey, Notre Dame baseball is playing a collegiate tournament down in Round Rock, Texas. So it was a little bit of a drive from where we lived. But I said, yeah, I'd love to go watch the Irish.
Down a little closer to Houston, right?
Yeah. So I said, I'd love to go watch Austin, maybe. One of the two. He said, let's go down. We'll watch them play an attorney. And I go, awesome. Just me and you? He goes, yeah. So we road trip down. It's kind of cool. Me and my dad. He goes, by the way, I have meetings, but my buddy owns a private plane and he's going to fly you home. And I go, are you joking? I'm 100% on board. This is incredible. And so we get down, we watch the tournament, and then I meet my dad's buddy, in quotes.
Oh, God.
He was 27, maybe. He had another buddy with him. He was 27. The private plane was a prop Cessna rental, like this guy was learning how to fly. He had 75 hours or 100 hours, I don't know how many hours, to fly by yourself, but he was at the very bottom. Let's say it's 500 is the minimum. He was at 502. So he did not have a lot of experience. So I go, Dad, what do you I don't think I don't really like flying all that much anyway. You want to get in the plane with a stranger in this Cessna that looked like the major league plane. Like it was old. And I go, okay. And so it was supposed to take, an hour as opposed to a 3-hour drive. The headwinds were so strong. They had me in the co-pilot chair, and the other big guy was sitting in the back, like crunched over.
No,
they had me in the co-pilot chair with the headset on, with the wheel, and the steering.
Like, I'm not a pilot. Just to be clear,
if you go, we're dead. So I'm sitting there, you guys. He's like, yeah, this is. I mean, I'm not sure what this does. The headwinds were so strong that I looked down at I-35 beneath.
Cars are passing.
Cars were passing us, and I'm like, it took longer. I think it took longer to fly home. When I got out, I kissed the ground. I was like, I can't believe this happened. So I've not gotten in a prop plane since, and don't think I would. I have no interest in learning how to fly. I've never really wanted to master. Yeah, just sitting up there, Paulie, going slower than an automobile, and watching the cars zoom by you on the highway. But a guy that has really no idea what he's doing. And I was like, Dad, you love me even a little. Like, I know I've been a pain in the ass a couple of years. I know I've cost you a little extra cash, but do you love me even a little to put me in that plane with your buddy? This is not your buddy. You met him at some Notre Dame alumni event and cadged a free ride off of him on a plane. Oh my God, it was the most nerve-wracking experience. So,
my buddy.
Yeah, it's my buddy. So that would that's what that would be. It was horrifying.
I think the only time I can ever remember going on prop planes, they had commercial ones when I was a kid. Like I'd fly with my grandma to Yuma.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's like maybe like 7 or 8 seats on each side, and that was it. And
that's a private plane.
Yeah, but it was prop though. It wasn't a jet. It was back in the day, like Sun Country Airlines or something, whatever they would fly to Arizona. But that's the only time I can remember actually being on a prop plane, other than in my dreams with Adam.
That is the weird. And with Adam, isn't it the worst when your work people invade your
dreams,
private space? Yeah. Like it's the last thing you want to do. Is I have work dreams all the time, certainly, but never about Adam, as far as I can remember. We have an update apparently on a story that we told on Monday, and something that happened to our executive producer and his wife Megan.
People are asking for updates in the chat here.
Are they?
They've been asking. We did not get to it yesterday, but we do have it for you today. I still don't know what it is. I'll reset the story though. Paulie moved into a new place, got a bevy of Amazon deliveries, as will happen. And, you don't really look. You just open them up and start taking out the new dish towels and the new scrubbing bubbles and everything you order for the house, and you start setting up your kitchen. Well,
we were sitting there, and Megan's phone, she got the notification, hey, delivery at your door. So she went out and grabbed it, went to the kitchen, opened it up, and goes, that's not what I ordered.
It was a female marital or relational aid is what it was. And it was called the rose, and it has
something like that.
Think of a U, right? There's one part that's kind of bulbous, and then there is a rose on the top that is used for.
It's like a flower and
an egg. and then like a thin egg, and it's there. It's all in one piece, and yep. And so Paulie and Megan opened it, and they didn't know what to do with it. Now there's this person's name.
We did not open the actual.
No, you didn't open.
We opened the Amazon box. Took one look and go, did you order that?
Yeah. Nope, that's not for me.
I didn't order it.
So it had the person's name and correct address on it.
We just wrapped up the box, taped it right back up, almost good as new, and put it right back out on our doorstep.
And it was there for 72-ish hours.
How would the other person know that it's on your doorstep, though?
Because I'm glad you asked. Because when we get a delivery, they take a picture with everyone, and it shows your front door, it shows your doorstep,
the number,
your unit number, everything like that. So I'm able to know, and I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing she was able to know, or he, exactly where it was. And yet this was on Friday afternoon that the delivery happened. I'm guessing she also got that notification right around the same time.
Yep. Did not come knocking for it, by the way.
No.
Because why would you? I would have, but I don't care about things like that.
Yeah, it can be uncomfortable for everybody, though.
Yeah.
Like to go pick that up. So we just put it back out on our doorstep.
It's uncomfortable to pick up something off someone else's doorstep, even if it's an innocuous item.
Yeah, even if it's like
Right.
even if it's like a new pot and pan set or a
Right.
new tea.
Like,
You're
hey, I
still
am
walking
so
up
sorry.
to someone's.
you look like a thief.
Are you supposed to knock and say, "Hey, I'm
taking my
this
teapot."
package. It's really for me," or do you just take it surreptitiously off their doorstep and hope that they don't think you're stealing? It's awkward either way.
Yeah, no, it is.
So you left it out?
It stayed there all weekend. I mean, Amazon orders continuing to come through a couple times a day, probably. We just, little
and
things.
the Amazon guy is just walking past it going, no, I'm not taking it.
I'm like, buddy,
Please take this.
get the hint. But I didn't care if he grabbed it or if they
She grabbed
came
it.
and grabbed it. I don't know. So we talked about it on Monday, and we had talked about, should I just go drop it off at like 4:30 in the morning?
My answer was yes.
Tuesday morning. Your answer was yes. My wife was like mortified
She
by
did
that
not
idea.
want to do it.
She was not nervous, but she felt bad because we opened somebody else's mail, which you're not supposed to do. And I go, I don't know, if you lined up 100 people and explained to them what happened, you got a notification that a delivery was there. When that happens, I don't think I've ever looked to make sure it's mine because it's
No.
either mine or my wife's.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're good. I think you're good on that one, but I was like, all right, if you don't want me to, if you think that's uncomfortable, fine.
It's wild that Megan used a completely fake name and address to order the rose for herself. And the whole,
Yeah.
she was expecting Paul not to be home, and her whole plan backfired on
Yeah,
her.
for all I know, she's renting another apartment just to have Amazon
It's her
deliveries.
sex dungeon.
Yeah.
You're like, babe, what is it? I'd love to be in here.
That
What are we
would be
doing?
news to me.
You get to swing the whole bit. This is great. This is great. Like the Cowboys White House,
Yeah,
but it's Megan's
you walk in,
sex
it's
house.
50 Shades of Megan.
50 Shades of Megan. Yes.
Yeah, no, that would be news to me. Yesterday, got home 10:30, 11 o'clock, whatever. Package was still there. Got another delivery. Actually, this was not even. There was an Amazon delivery yesterday afternoon. When I went out to go grab that delivery, the box was gone.
Gone.
So I don't actually know. I don't have a Ring camera installed right now, so I don't know if Amazon
Did
dropped
it?
off a new delivery and finally somebody picked it up, or if she thought, all right, it's noon on a Tuesday.
I'm gonna go
This is
grab
as
it.
good a chance as ever that they're like at work. I'm gonna just sneak over there and grab it.
Well-
I don't know what happened, but the marital aid is out of my area.
Well, we've got a surprise for you. The caller is on the line right now.
Oh,
Welcome to Ben and
my
Woods.
goodness.
Hello, Tier 1. Yeah. Beatrice wants to know, why do we keep calling this a marital aid? Because, Beatrice, I don't know what else to call it to where I don't get kicked in the nuts by my boss.
Yeah, if we're not on the air, I got a bunch of
Oh,
other
yeah.
things I can call it.
Yeah. I mean, she said the single girls take advantage of this resource the most. I would beg to differ. I think it's probably, if you separated it out by married and unmarried, I think it'd be closer than you think, at least. But I don't know
both for sure.
I don't know what to call it. I have no idea what to call it. Marital aid is all I can think of. That's
We're trying to be careful here on the air,
right.
Beatrice.
I mean, I can't say the things that I normally would. So I'm just trying to be careful. So it's gone.
It's gone.
Well, it's out of your life forever now.
We think.
We think.
We think.
Well, she had a fantastic Tuesday then. If she did actually come over and grab it at noon, it's a decent little Tuesday afternoon. What would you call it?
That's what I keep trying to
Hey,
come up
I can
with.
see he
I'm
won't
good,
talk because he's thinking about
I'm good at
I mean, it's a
euphemisms and
you can call it a toy,
a toy,
a toy.
an adult toy.
An adult toy.
You get the
That
you get the
works, yeah.
a
connotation.
novelty.
A personal satisfaction device.
I used to call that. That's what I used to
A
call.
PSD.
That's what I used to call a cigarette. A personal satisfaction device.
So sports.
So sports. Oh my gosh, man. Well, good. It's off the chart. Now, we never did get another update of a story that we had the other day. Paulie and I texted Tony Gwynn Jr. Happy birthday, as did Ben, but he only wrote two of us back, me and Paulie, and he ignored you completely. And then once we talked about it on the air, he wrote you immediately after. But did we ever find out why he didn't write you back?
I did not hear.
Did anybody any
update
tier ones
on
I didn't
their
hear anything.
program?
Yeah,
So.
now Scravy didn't like send us the clip or anything, and I didn't listen that day. So if anybody heard it, let us know what the update was. But that was a very, very funny scenario that played out here. Pleasure, peeps. Excuse me. I like that.
Now, Sarah, back to the sorry, previous story.
Back to
Sarah
the-
says there is an option to choose in the return section on your app. I received somebody else's package, and then you take it to the UPS store in case this happens again. Why do I have to take it to the UPS store?
I'm not driving to. I'm sorry. You want to get your sex toys sent? You got to make sure that you
know where
you're
it's at.
I'm
I'm leaving it there. It was there for like 3 or 4 days.
Okay, Tony said he was answering in the order he received text. He was working backwards.
Right, and he just hadn't, because you guys sent it earlier, like 2 hours earlier than I did, and so he just hadn't gotten to me yet.
It never did, actually,
until Monday morning when we finally talked about.
Yeah, Tony said that you didn't make the cutoff. Basically, the cutoff for the time, which is why he got to you 3 days later.
Right,
which makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
And again, I wasn't particularly offended. I wasn't offended at all
until you found out.
In fact, I'm glad he was, spending the time not texting everybody back on your birthday.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to spend your entire birthday texting people back. It only became a bit of an issue when I found out that within 5 minutes of texting him, he texted both of you at that exact same time.
Correct.
And I thought, well, that is a little weird that you'd both get those texts right after I had sent a text and I didn't get one.
Well, you're the next birthday boy on the agenda, are you not?
I don't know of anyone who comes before me.
November 2nd?
3rd.
Damn it. I'll get it one day.
I could have told you that.
November 3rd. My wife asked me again yesterday, what are you guys going to get Ben for his birthday? I go, I have no idea.
It's a surprise
to everybody.
You have something?
No?
Okay. Well, we have one idea that I texted you about.
Yes.
But other than that, which he's going to be like, all right, great. But other than that, like a useful present, maybe how about a nice rose?
Ooh.
I'm sure it could be used in other ways.
Not sure.
I never know till you try. You have not given me a list.
I don't have a list.
You're
I really
need
don't.
to come up with something.
I have to come up with something.
Yes, that's how it works. Well, I ask my kids, what do you want for your, I don't just buy them. So what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? So what do you need? You got a 3-wood, you got a rescue club, you got a putter, you got AirPods you don't use. What other thing can I buy you that you're not going to shoes you don't wear?
I'm not a good gift giver.
Would you wear?
And I'm not a good gift receiver. It goes both ways. I'd be the worst person ever if I couldn't figure out what to get other people, but I always had ideas for what you'd give me.
Oh, I know.
That would be awful.
That's me. You're not a bad person.
That would be awful.
I know exactly what I want.
We don't know what you want.
But you're also good at giving gifts. I am terrible.
I'm good at buying gifts for people that tell me what they want. Pretty much. Like I'll hear you be like, man, I could really use a new 3-wood. So I get you a new 3-wood. You've been using the same putter since 1970. I'm like, well, this is a no-brainer. You also
that was a good gift.
I want AirPods, but I won't buy them for myself. Done. I'll get you AirPods. Now you still even use them.
Don't use them that much. That's the problem. I don't want to. I want to get a gift that I'm not going to use a ton. That seems like a waste of time and money.
I'm gonna buy him a 5-pack therapy. 5-pack. She doesn't do like. She won't do like 5-packs, but I'm gonna see if she will do
buy
it.
5, get the 6th one free.
A Groupon of some sort.
A Groupon, yes. 5 therapy sessions.
Ooh, how about this? We can only get Ben's gifts off Groupon.
He's like, guys, I don't want to drive down to this weird
right,
spa
I got
on Convoy.
2-for-1 oil change. I've got 10% off this spa in Lemon Grove and a hot air balloon ride. Thanks, guys.
It sucks. I hate this. That's more of a Christmas type deal. Like, okay, only buy stuff for each other on Groupon or from like 7-Eleven.
Putting the rules on gifts, that kills me every time. I think it's funny.
I do too.
Like, you can only buy this. You can only buy the gifts at CVS or something.
We do that like for the family white elephant. It's it's got to be a local store. So that's pretty cool. But like, I love that too. Like one year we did, you can only get it at a Walgreens or a CVS. So you get Britney Spears perfume, like Charleston, like Heston cologne. It's like $7. But like, you don't wear cologne. Would you wear?
I mean, Ben, we can get you on a whale watching tour.
Ooh, that's fun.
Ooh,
Hornblower cruises.
Rejuvenate, solo massage, hot stone, and aromatherapy.
So Groupon's
this is at Hannah Wellness Spa.
Where's that?
La Jolla.
Ooh, that's highfalutin.
I remember when Groupon was big
that
for a little while.
Massive.
You can save up to 46% on Legoland tickets.
Would you wear Let me see your shoes. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Vans today.
Oh, look at you. Would you wear J's? Jordans.
Would I wear them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would wear them.
Okay.
Like every day or just
No,
on
just
special occasions?
You need some J's, I think. You do. It'll smarten your look a little bit. Right?
Size 13.
13. Man, wow.
Wide.
Let me get a look at that thing. Size 13.
They're big.
Wow. I didn't know you were size 13.
So am I.
You are too.
Yeah.
Impressive.
What, you aren't?
I'm a 12. I'm really an 11 and a half. But I
Really?
buy 12. Yeah.
You like to say 12?
Well, I buy 12s because I need the extra space. All right. That might be something. What else?
Skydiving with Adam.
No, nothing in the air.
A plane ride?
No.
It sounds like it's
Nothing in the
literally
air.
your dream gift.
It is a dream, but probably more of a nightmare.
I got a text the other day. I'm sorry. I got a Twitter DM the other day from a tier 1 that was watching Ben on Channel 10. He goes, you got to tell your boy, dude, to not wear sweatpants on the news. And I go, he doesn't wear sweat. I've seen him on the news. He doesn't wear sweatpants. He goes, he was wearing those joggers that come up like mid calf. I go, no, dude. He was wearing normal pants. When he sits down, it happened to him yesterday.
Yeah.
When he sits down, his pants right up his, what is the diameter of your calves? 45 inches?
I don't know, but anytime I sit down, the pants right up.
They're bigger than Hulk Hogan's.
You give me some bell bottoms, so that won't happen, but I don't know if that'll look fashionable.
But when you walked out on set, you had like the.
I was wearing my Vuoris the other day on TV.
Were?
Yeah,
like joggers.
Yeah, they were kind of. Well, I mean, the ones with the elastic at the end.
And so they rode up.
They rode up a little bit.
And I said, it's not him. He's not out there in Costco sweatpants.
But some of the younger reporters wear those too.
I know.
They just don't wear their pants as low as we used to.
No, they don't. People. This is what I've discovered recently. High waters are cool. When you were in like 12 and 13. You would get ranked out for having pants that didn't meet. Now everybody walks around. Hey, like I have a suit. LeBron James comes with a suit, no socks, and his pants come down mid calf.
Right.
And he's walking in, and I'm like, when does this become cool?
It's fashionable now.
It's fashionable now. The shorter your pants, the better. But when I was a kid, I mean, people were like, ha ha ha, look at his pants, and you're sitting there like trying to jam them down over your shoes all day.
The best is you just mentioned LeBron James, like how style changes when he came into the league. The draft photos were all him and Chris Bosh and Chris Paul, all these guys, these suits that they are just drowning. And they're still there. I know they're kids, but they're still 6'7", like they're still big dudes, and they are drowning in these
They're the
suits.
Best.
It's so funny to go back and see pictures of
those those like Jordan would come out after a game. And he had the suit would come out to here, the big pads, and they would all taper down. And you're like, how did anybody wear this stuff ever? But all right. Now I got some ideas.
Sounds good. All right, we get an early guest today.
Yeah,
we're going to get to. So let's just take our first time out, because when we come back, we're going to be joined by our friend Jon Marks, who we saw in Philly this summer. The Dodgers can eliminate the Philadelphia Phillies as soon as tonight in Game 3 of the National League Division Series. So we'll talk a little baseball with the midday host at 95.7, The Fanatic.
He's the best.
In Philly. And then we'll get to the rest of the program, what we've got coming up on a Wednesday edition of Ben and Woods. We'll check traffic and off and running on a Wednesday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
First, though, let's quickly talk about 7 Mile Casino. It's been our card room for the past 7+ years. The convenience factor is off the charts. It's the easiest to get to. It's right off the 5 freeway in Chula Vista, just 7 minutes from downtown. But it's not just the convenience that keeps bringing you back over and over again to 7 Mile Casino.
No, I mean, the convenience is one part, but the card games are great. Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat, and, of course, my beloved California-style blackjack. We talked a little bit earlier about the rush that you feel. You get a rush when you sit down at the California-style blackjack. The old double down, oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. So check it out if you're looking for a little bit of fun. It's not a place where you feel – it's not – you go to some casinos, you're like, I drove all the way out here, man. I'm staying. You can go there for half an hour. You can
I
go
love
grab
that.
a sandwich and leave. It's very convenient.
I love that. I've
I
done
do
lunch.
too.
I've done lunch there, even when I'm not playing cards. Sammy's, the food is great as always. The patio is gorgeous right there on San Diego Bay, and they have food 24/7, which is so rare in San Diego. It's a true all-night option whenever you're in. The 24/7 players menu is fantastic. Check it out today. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
All right, looking forward to an early conversation. Our friend Jon Marks, Paulie's getting him on the Zoom line so he can join our YouTube stream in a second. We'll talk Phillies, Dodgers, and more with Jon Marks coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Just one problem to mention here, crash involving a pickup truck and a couple of cars. Westbound King Freeway, right at the northbound 805 connector ramp. It's over to the right shoulder. Oh, and Coronado Bridge, not too bad, just a little jam up near the old toll plaza heading over to the island. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Woods, wouldn't you say once you've been to a place in person, you have a different perspective on it? So
100%.
watching the first two games of the NLDS Dodgers-Phillies, having been to Citizens Bank Park, you smelled it, you felt it, had a different kind of perspective on it. And I felt for Phillies fans as they dropped the first two games. We're going to talk a little bit baseball with our friend Jon Marks, now the midday host of 95.7 The Fanatic in Philly, joining us on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. Good morning, Johnny.
You guys fit right in Philadelphia.
I know. We really did. I thought we fit in perfectly. I wanted to tell you, too, when I think back about that night that the four of us spent at the ballpark, it was one of the highlights of my year. I really had a great time talking ball with you. The other Philly fans I thought were outstanding. And, we were looking at you guys to be kind of our last hope here, too, because I really think I feel like if they can get through the Phillies, it's going to be theirs for the taking. I mean, they're such a good team. We know it well. We had them last year, Johnny. It's been a rough one at the bank.
I believe going into the series that these were the two best teams in baseball.
Yep.
I no longer feel like that. I think the Dodgers were the best team in baseball, and the Phillies suck. So that's where we are. Yeah, this is terrible. This is worst case scenario. Losing the first two games at home. It's going to be tough to beat them at this point.
What's your breakdown of what happened in the ninth inning of Game 2? We talked about it a lot. The decision-making by the Phillies and Rob Thompson, the bunt, everything. What's been the conversation in Philadelphia about
it? Predictable. Playing for the tie at home. I mean, to go for a bunt right there when you kind of put everything from Castellanos as your runner on second base, that they finally got going. Citizens Bank Park was rocking, and to give up an out to try to move the runner to third base. If it's a tie game, of course you do that.
Of course,
but you still need to get the runner home from third. So you're giving them an out. You have a relief pitcher that's on the ropes. You have all the momentum going towards the Phillies. And you give them an out, and you totally change the dynamic of the game. I hated it live. I hated it after it happened. I hated it even more right now. And the reality is, Rob Thompson, in the playoffs, you're judged on moves that make differences in games. And the buttons that Rob Thompson have pushed the last 3 postseasons have failed. I can't believe he's getting outmanaged by Dave Roberts. Of all the things I thought that wasn't going to happen in this series, I thought Rob Thompson would at least be an even matchup, and it hasn't been. So people are pissed. It was a bad move.
It's funny, man, because we've watched it here. They won the division. They're in the playoffs 13 straight years or whatever. They've got 1.5 rings to show for it. And, and I finally, it hit me this year. And I said it yesterday. They've amassed so much talent, so much that his moves are infallible. He can't screw it up at all. They're so good. They're so talented. They've been playing together for so long. They have such good chemistry. They won't let him. Mookie Betts had the idea for that wheel play. Dave Roberts didn't have the idea for that wheel play. It was Mookie Betts' idea. Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, they executed it to perfection. You're going to see it happen all over adult ball leagues this weekend. Everyone's so into this wheel play now. But, man, I thought Bryce Harper handled himself pretty well yesterday, as he normally does. Castellanos' comments got a little bit of pushback. And, he basically said, look, when we're playing at the bank and things are going well, it's like the wind is at our back. When one thing goes wrong, you can feel the energy change. I noticed that. I noticed it on the broadcast the other night. Didn't go well early, and it was quiet. It was quiet as can be. And I get it, man. You lose your breath watching a playoff game like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Castellanos, it's probably not wise to not blame the fans,
Right.
but bring up something that, yeah, like maybe for a guy like Nick Castellanos, it's better if it's all positive and when things are bad, there aren't boos. But for some other players, it can kind of kick them in the butt and motivate them. I mean, the reality is that Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, and Kyle Schwarber haven't hit at all.
Yeah.
And if this team's going to win, they can't rely on the bullpen and starting pitching. The stars have to pave the way. And you're right about the Dodgers. It took, I mean, that was as well executed a play on the fly to get the out at third base that you're going to see.
Yep.
So sure, they're talented, but if you have a bunch of meatheads that just want to smash home runs, they're not going to make that play. That's kind of what the Phillies team is. When they're hitting home runs, when Kyle Schwarber's smashing 56 home runs, yeah, they're going to win a lot of games. When they're not scoring runs, it's hard for them to win these close games. So, like they got to get a win. If they can get a win with Aaron Nola on the mound of all pitchers tonight, like it changes the series obviously, and it puts a little bit of pressure on the Dodgers. But like this just in, and this isn't exclusive to Philadelphia. When things are going bad, fans are generally unhappy. They spend a lot of money for these tickets, and it's not just this year. They were terrible last year in the postseason, and they totally fell apart the year before in the National League Championship Series at home. So they got to know what's coming.
Talking to Jon Marks from 95.7 The Fanatic in Philly, and I agree with you. In a 5-game series, you're always either one win away from taking control of the series or getting right back into the series, just like the Yankees did last night, right back into the series with one win. However, if it ends tonight, tomorrow, or even in Game 5, John, is this the end of the window for the Phillies? Is this the end of an era? Are there major changes coming, or will they try to re-sign Schwarber and roll it all back again next year? What do you see coming for Philadelphia?
Yeah, it's like a pencil in the ear canal jammed in there to think that they would run it back if they get swept or if they lose in 5 games. They tried to switch some things up last year. Alec Boehm, they tried to move. There wasn't a lot of interest for value around baseball. Unfortunately, and I'll say unfortunately, because the last thing I think Phillies fans want to see, they're so pot committed with Bryce Harper and with Zach Wheeler, who's now injured, and with their pitching staff and with Trey Turner and like letting Kyle Schwarber leave in free agency. If you're trying to win right now, and they're going to try to win right now, but they're rolling out the duct tape to try to fill some holes. They really no other choice unless they're going to blow it up, and they're not going to blow it up. So if they lose this series, they get swept. I think Rob Thompson gets whacked. I don't know how you bring him back. And if you can't change the players, then you're going to have to change the manager or the coach. And I think that's what you end up seeing. But I wouldn't want to see them run it back, but they're so committed and they have very little wiggle room. I don't think they really have much of a choice.
Sounds very familiar. It sounds very familiar. We are pod committed to the top of our order as well. Our pitching is a little more fluid. Our bullpen is a little bit better, but our lineup is weaker, but we are as well pot committed. And it is that thing. I say it. It's kind of my saying, like, hey man, they give you the soup. You either can eat it or you don't. I mean, honestly, do you guys have, when you look at it, you do have Painter. Andrew Painter is your number one prospect. Did he make the jump this year at all?
Nope.
No.
In fact, he sucked this year.
Did he? Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. He's coming off of Tommy John surgery, and he looked like a pitcher that was coming off Tommy John surgery.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But his velocity's there. It's just a matter of now is it in his head. He was at AAA. He didn't have a lot of innings above AA.
Yeah.
And what he learned in AAA is that most of these guys have played in the majors.
Yeah.
So you're not just going to go up there throwing 100 miles an hour and get guys out.
They're pretty
going to
good.
sit on you, know it's coming. Yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty good.
And so the farm system is better than ours. We have the worst in baseball. We traded it away, which again, we got Mason Miller. I don't care. Like, our bullpen's going to be good. The lineup's going to be, what the lineup is right now. We need starting pitching. When you look at the future for the Phillies, if you let Kyle Schwarber go, how do you replace that production? And do you just keep going after pitching? How do you guys do this?
I don't think there's any way that they can let Kyle Schwarber go.
I don't either.
Because like you said, what your production? He bet on himself. He rejected whatever they offered him in spring training, and he bet on himself, and he led the league in RBIs and 56 home runs. If you're trying to win, if you're going to continue this formula of a bunch of white guys in their 30s, and that's how you're going to try to win a World Series. You can't let Kyle Schwarber leave. He's got to come back. No, he's not going to get $200-300 million or something like that, but he's probably going to get a fifth year. I don't think you can get away with giving him a four-year contract. He's probably going to get close to $40 million a year. But as far as the farm system and things like that, this team is going to win based on their stars, based on Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and they still won 96 games this year. It doesn't make me feel any better right now, but and I think you guys would agree with this. It's the team that clicked, and it's the team that has a clubhouse where everybody's getting along, where you have those special seasons. And the Phillies have gotten tight late the last couple of years. So you need to change that clubhouse dynamic a little bit, because you can't bring the same guys back. The only way the Phillies win a World Series at this point is if you have some type of a special thing that happens.
Yeah, we know the feeling. You kind of need the magic.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, everybody needs a little bit of magic
for sure.
There for sure. Last thing for me, John, and I know you got a show to get to, but we're going to address this issue a little bit later from a comment, and we got actually several comments. There's a thought that the West Coast media, San Diego media, is softer on our players and managers, and East Coast media, Philly, New York, is tougher. I don't know if that's true or not.
We played the clip from the post-game show that you probably saw after Game 2, where the guys were all just screaming at each other.
Do you feel like that is true? And then if it is, does it make a difference? If you are angrier and you yell more on your shows, does it have a difference? Does it have an impact on your teams in any way?
I mean, I don't think creating a toxic sports culture helps the team, right? But can he motivate him and kick him in the ass? Yeah, sure it can. So Bryce Harper, when I was when I worked at WIP, I worked afternoons from 2 to 6. Bryce would listen to our show driving in. I know you guys have a bunch of Padres and others that listen to your show in the morning. Bryce would not listen when things were going bad. So today would be a day where Bryce is not turning on the radio. He's smart.
He's like me. He's just like me, man. If things are going good, let's hear it.
Let's hear it. But
he's
a guy
just
like Castellanos, Castellanos isn't great for the city because his wife and his mom are fighting with members of media and fans on Twitter.
I saw that.
Right? So you gotta if you know that Nick's paying attention, if his family's paying attention. So you really do have to get guys that are kind of built, because you got to deal with a lot of BS that I'm just telling you, like California, you guys deal with probably different BS. Just like it can be pretty toxic here when things go bad, and it can be toxic here. So right now it's pretty toxic with the Phillies.
Oh man, well, we're pulling for you guys tonight. I'd love to, look, Dodger loathing aside, I just want more baseball. I just want more games, more baseball, make them sweat a little bit. You're the best, dude. Good to talk to you.
Not like you don't have a decent football team to fall
back you got
on.
a good football team and a basketball team and a hockey team. There's all kinds of stuff. Nobody's gonna feel too bad for you.
No, the Eagles suck. You'd have no idea. The fans are unhappy for it.
Of course.
Legit.
They're on a one-game losing streak.
How do you navigate life as a Philly sports radio? Everything sucks. Fire everybody all the time. You're the best, man.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great show.
Jon Marks on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline, facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapiro.law.com.
Yeah, it's funny because we did get an interesting comment. We could talk about it more today. Yesterday, it was really well thought out. Really, really well thought out comment written on our YouTube yesterday. Paulie sent it to us. And it was like, no, hey, guys, I heard your segment when you guys were screaming like the Philly guys. And I wrote him back. I said, look, we were just taking the piss. That's what we were doing. We were taking the piss out of the Philly guys that scream about everything. And I said, but, I listened to the press conference with Rob Thompson after with the Philly media sitting in there, and they asked him about the bunt. He answered it. There was no pushback. There was no, you can't get up there and call managers idiots and buffoons. You just can't. Everyone has a reputation to uphold, and nobody wants that reputation of calling somebody an idiot, but there was no pushback from that Philly media. Zero. I mean, there was the next day on the radio, which happens, right? I've said things off the cuff on the radio that I wouldn't say to Mike Schultz's face.
I'm allowed
100%.
to call you an idiot, or you can call me an idiot.
Yeah.
We can argue about things, but it's my belief that that's unprofessional.
Correct.
If you're in a press conference, your job is to ask a question, hopefully a well thought out, open-ended question that tackles major issues that happened in the game or whatever with the team that you're covering. And then it's up to the the manager, the player, to answer that question. And then after that, you take that answer and you can break it down with fans. You can break it down with co-hosts.
So this guy's point essentially yesterday on YouTube was there's never any pushback. You know, he said, like, you asked him about Luis Ariz in the 2-hole. I said, I did. And he said, you know, he's a 3-time batting champion. What do you want me to tell you?
That's his answer.
And that's his answer.
That's a legitimate answer. You may not like his answer.
He wanted
his answer though.
In that instance, I probably should have said, okay, he was a 3-time batting champion. He's not hitting like a 3-time batting champion now. And I pushed back on Schulte this year. He really doesn't like me much. The Jackson Merrill thing. And no, we can't move Jackson. That's not fair. I'm like, you moved him last summer, like what you moved him last year. Like, it's possible to do. I'm not saying you should, but it is possible. And, I do think the pushback, the follow-up is pretty good.
But do you really think that we're telling them anything they don't know?
No. I will say, though, I don't know. And listen, I'll tell you, if you think a soft sports radio guy drives you crazy, there's nothing worse on the planet than a sports radio guy that thinks he knows. He thinks he knows more than the skipper, more than the hitting coach. There's nothing worse.
Yeah.
Like, hey, give me 20 minutes with
Mike,
Manny. I can fix him.
I know he's a 3-time batting champion, but have you seen his on-base percentage? He doesn't walk very much. Of course he knows those numbers. Yeah. And, he's got his calculus. You may disagree with it. Ultimately, though, what we say only matters, what they say only matters if the person making the decision cares. If the owner of the team doesn't want a lot of, media yelling at his team, then they'll make changes. I don't know that any team has ever successfully operated because their owner is so afraid of media criticism that at the first sign of trouble, we're firing another manager. We're firing another manager. That's how the Yankees got in so much trouble.
Oh, yeah.
For so many years, George Steinbrenner would see the temperature rise in New York. Fire another skipper. Fire another skipper. You know when they finally had success? When they stopped doing that, they hired Joe Torre and they just let him
manage,
let him cook.
JH16, dude, it's so fascinating. The internal metrics, the internal metrics discussion was a really interesting one this year. Our internal metrics say that he is better than him.
But what do you think? Why do you think they're making that up? You may not like it, but do you think that they really are saying we know Luis Ariz is so much worse, but we have to? You don't have to play. You don't have to do anything.
Well, listen,
they have a reasoning and a justification for what they are doing.
You say that, Benny, but you can't. How hard is it? And I asked him this year. I said, "How hard is it, Mike, if you have to go have that conversation about moving a guy down in the order?" He goes, "It's very hard." Are you kidding? So there's reasoning behind what they do. It's not the reason we want to hear. We wanted to hear, "Hey, you're not performing. You're going down." Here it was, if I don't want to say coddle, but if I don't coddle this guy a little bit, it could infect the entire team.
And that's a legitimate reason not to do so. If you think moving Luis Ariz down in the order is going to wreck him, and you no longer even have...
I don't want him on the team if that's the case. I really don't.
Well, that's fine, but he's on the team, so you have to try to do what you can do to maximize that player. You're put in a bad situation there. If we bench him, we may never get him back. I don't want to do that. So I guess I have to keep rolling him out here. That's our best option. They don't always have lots of good options. Right. Sometimes they're picking among bad options,
but I think,
and doing the best that they can with what they've got.
But I do think, after a certain sample size and some of the, weird kind of ABs, and I don't want to get off on this again, but I do think you have to have a team that is willing to say, "Hey, man, I'm not getting the job done right now. So if you have to move me, don't worry about it. Like, I'm just here to help the team win." And they say that a lot, but the actions that we see, I think, from management sometimes says differently. It says differently. Like, no, like, I want my guys swinging away. Well, why are they bunting all the time? So it's tough. It's a hard dance to dance. It really is.
All right, we'll come back. Had a couple of good games last night in the American League playoffs. We'll talk some more baseball. Hour number 2 of Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
texted our boss Adam and asked him for his new address to put him on the holiday card list, and he sent it to me. It's funny because I'm not going to say no. I'll just tell it. All right, here's his new address for everybody listening out there.
Whoa.
You guys ready? Get your pens and papers, and here it is. It is.
Make everybody like join our membership.
Oh, okay.
first.
So
you become a gold member today on YouTube.
Yeah, and I'll
on the
send
Ben and
you.
Woods channel, and
Yeah.
you will get Adam's address.
Yeah, I will. Will say become a gold member, and we'll give you Adam's address, and you can send him all kinds of
Whatever you
things
want.
in the mail, whatever you want.
He
Or just show up
loves-
at his house.
Maybe a rose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He loves mail.
he loves mail. So that's our guy. Hey, can you stop sending chocolate penises to my house?
I'm stunned though. You're already on to Christmas cards.
Yeah, we got it.
You're so early.
Well, listen, dude.
October 8th.
You know who I'm married to? I was getting screamed at. You need to get the addresses updated. Okay. You need to come up with a concept. Okay. Send it, we'll get it all done. She doesn't play, man. It's October. Like these things go out in the next 6 weeks. So you got to get it together. And now we've done so many cool Christmas cards. We're in it.
You're putting pressure on
this is it.
yourself.
She goes, I'm panicking. Should we just do a family photo? I go, absolutely not. I don't want anybody seeing a real photo of me and you in jeans, in white shirts on the beach with our kids in jeans and white shirts. No, I'm not doing it. Don't ask me to do it. I'm not doing a photo shoot. I hate the way I look. This is torture if you make me do it.
I'm not going to. So quit asking.
You can put the three of you on it. And just a sticker with my name would be fine. Just leave me off of it. I'm not doing it. I don't do the pictures. We will never do family portraits ever. Never, ever. Have you ever done family portraits?
When I was
When you were
younger,
a
as
kid.
a
Yeah, my
kid,
parents used to make us.
Well, we didn't make our kids do family
No.
portraits.
Everyone put your linen pants on and tuck your shirt in. I'm like, we'll go out by the pool. It was horrific. It was a horrific experience. I will not subject myself or my children to
I
it.
do like that commercial where they are doing the family portrait. The kid won't smile, so they bring in Tommy DeVito as the backup to do the family portrait with the family. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen it.
He's a backup for everything.
Quarterback. Oh, he's the
apparently.
backup.
Yeah, he's the quarterback. So
Quarterback.
he's up.
Oh, the Cutlets
DeVito,
guy?
come on in. Cutlets. They bring
Is
him
he
in
playing
to
football anymore?
just sit there. I don't think so, but he's still doing commercials and
Tommy
getting some endorsements.
Tommy
Yeah.
Kyle was a fun 15 minutes.
Forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
All right. We watched some baseball last night.
No, I played baseball last night, but I caught up on all the
Well, you
highlights.
Well, there was supposed to be an afternoon game.
Yeah, I was settled in to watch it.
Got delayed by 2.5 hours by rain, so they started playing the old one and did that thing where I got caught up thinking I was watching a real
The new
game
one.
for a few minutes. Like, okay, wait, why are the Mariners batting second? Shouldn't they be batting first?
Yeah.
This game is in Detroit, right?
It was
This is
pouring rain in Detroit.
3 of the series.
3-hour delay. And yeah, so I was settled in to watch that. Paulie and I had a tier one every season in the fall. You get one night game under the lights at Escondido High, and that's what we did last night. Had a really, really fun time. Lost 5-3, but we were all kind of following along in the dugout, like, oh man, Yankees are cooked. And then next thing you know, Yankees are leading by 3, and the game's over. It was crazy. So I was listening to MLB Sports Radio on the way home to get kind of caught up. But I figured you were watching.
Well, the team that wins the home run battle generally wins. We talked about it going into the playoffs and why that might be the Padres' fatal flaw. It was true yesterday. The Mariners got home runs from Cal Raleigh, J.P. Crawford, and Eugenio Suarez, and went on to beat the Tigers 8-4. The Yankees game, though, that was the interesting one. They were dominated in the first 2 games in Toronto, and they were dominated in the first 2.5 innings. Vlad Guerrero went deep again. Toronto had a 6-1 lead. The Yankees season was on life support.
6-1 in the
middle of the second. Or middle of the third. So 2.5 innings in. So going to the bottom of the third, Yankees are down 5 in an elimination game.
At home.
At home, their season is on the brink. And then they rally with 2 in the bottom of the third. Aaron Judge with an RBI double and Giancarlo Stanton with a sac fly. So 6-3.
Chipping away.
You sort of see it. And then in the bottom of the fourth, the swing that may have changed the Yankees season. We'll see if they come back in this series, though. Aaron Judge belting a 3-run homer off Louis Varland on a 99.7, I believe, mile-an-hour fastball well inside off the plate.
Up and in.
A good pitch.
6 inches off the inner corner of the plate. Triple digits.
You want him to swing at that.
Oh, if you're Varland, that's a great pitch. It's the best pitch you can really throw that guy right there.
But Aaron Judge somehow finds a way to not only make contact and hard contact, but he keeps it fair off the pole for a game-tying and perhaps season-saving 3-run home run.
The place went nuts.
Well, of course.
I mean, nuts.
They were waiting. Now, Aaron Judge has been a playoff failure up until this year. He had already been having a really good series, average-wise.
Yeah, he turned into Luis Ariz. He was hitting singles everywhere.
But he was hitting like 500, and then he comes up with the double and the 3-run homer and 4 RBI, and now he's having a monster series for the Yankees, who then get a Jazz Chisholm home run in the 5th, go on to win 9-6. Not enough was said about the Yankees bullpen, which pitched 6 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits, no runs, to keep the Blue Jays offense, which had been unstoppable for 2+ games, off the scoreboard the rest of the way. I thought, Yankees are up 9-6. Blue Jays probably going to score 14 in this game because that's what they're doing. But they did not score again. Tim Hill, one of the pitchers that came in,
Timmy,
our old friend Tim Hill, part of that crew that kept the Blue Jays off the board the rest of the way as the Yankees go on to the 9-6 win. And now they're down 2-1 and will have game 4 at home tonight with their rookie sensation coming off his incredible performance in the wild card series, Cam Schlittler, who will pitch against what is looking like a bullpen game for the Blue Jays. They're not punting, but you've got to feel pretty good now if you're a Yankees fan, at least to get the series back to Toronto, possibly for a game 5.
Yeah, you can't even say that, though, because, what's Schlittler he was so good against the Red Sox. Then he got drunk that night because they clinched, and he was on Twitter telling everybody how great he was. And so, now they've got a game of, to look at how he executed against Boston. I don't know. I think the chips are still stacked against him, even at home. And again, guys, how many times have we seen these huge moments, and then the next night, it's a totally different. It's like a totally different sport from night to night in the playoffs. That's what makes it so fascinating and so interesting. I looked at what Aaron Judge did last night as what a relief for him. What a massive relief for him to be able to hit. And I know it was the 4th inning, but it tied the game, and you never looked back. The bullpen was nails and came in and held it down. But he's a fantastic hitter. Did you see these numbers that they had on him this season? On pitches in the strike zone, okay? Good swing decisions. He hit 400, 40 points higher than the next best hitter. He slugged 867, 115 points higher than Shohei Ohtani. In the 214 plate appearances this year that ended on pitches outside the zone, he batted 109 and drove in 1 run.
No home runs.
Didn't have a single extra base hit.
Every one of his 53 home runs came on a pitch in the zone.
That is unbelievable.
If you're Louis Varland, you executed.
You did.
What do you say when you go back and, the Blue Jays fans are going, I can't believe you let Aaron Judge. You go, I executed. I threw an inside fastball off the plate. He had not homered. He had driven in 1 run. He had hit 100 on pitches like that all year. He got me. Sometimes you do have to tip your cap. Louis Varland did nothing wrong on that pitch. No. And it ended up being a 3-run home run. That's the craziness of baseball in the playoffs. After all season long, he hits nothing out of the zone. It's the only way to get Aaron Judge out, and he did it. And he still got victimized.
Still got absolutely crushed.
That's the thing that's going to drive you crazy. If you're a pitcher and you feel like I did my job.
There's no worse feeling. If they're a great pitch guy, hit it out of the ballpark down the line and hit off the fair pole. And huge win. What happened in the M's Tigers game?
That was just, some sloppy play by the Tigers early. They missed a cutoff. The catcher missed it, allowing an early run to score. It was 2-0. Then they added to their lead 4-0, 5-0, 5-1. It felt like the Tigers were never in that game. Never really had an opportunity. And being at their home park, they're not done. Like, if they win, they should have Skubal coming back for game 5. Now, they beat Skubal, but I will take my chances with Tarek Skubal any day of the week. So, if you're the Tigers, you're going, all we have to do is find a way to win today, get it to a game 5. Yeah, we got to go back to Seattle, but we'll take our chances with the best starting pitcher in baseball and see if we can get to the American League Championship Series.
Well, today's a massive day.
Today's a tough one, though. Today they have Casey Mize is going. This is the first game of the day today.
12:08.
Is 12:08 start. Bryce Miller against Casey Mize on FS1. Mariners really would love to close it out here. I mean, multiple reasons. Obviously, you don't want to have to risk an elimination game against Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
But, you also want to be able to rest pitchers, get ready for an American League Championship Series against the Blue Jays or the Yankees. You might be in a better position if you can win this game as well. So the Mariners looking to close it out this afternoon.
Then 2:08, you got Brewers at Wrigley Field today. Milwaukee with a pretty commanding 2-0 series lead. Milwaukee's going with Quinn Priester, and the Cubs are going with Jameson Taillon, who really looked like Kevin Brown in his prime against the San Diego Padres. Just couldn't hit him. Just couldn't hit him. Just one of those days. And then, of course, at 4:08, Blue Jays and Yankees at Yankee Stadium. And then at 6:08, Phillies Dodgers. Can the Phillies at least scratch out one win? And they're wearing their powder blues tonight. They've been approved to wear those. So at least we'll have a good looking uniform to look at, but I don't know how they're going to do against Yamamoto with Aaron Nola on the mound. Dodgers are heavy favorites.
Well, I do. I mean, they're not going to do well, I don't think.
No.
The Phillies have yet to hit a home run in either of the two games against the Dodgers.
Yamamoto is not the ideal guy you want to go up against.
Nola's the wild card here. He's pitched well. He's pitched poorly since coming back from his injury over the last, month and a half of the season. He could go out there and have a great game and give the Phillies a chance to win, and he could get lit up. And the Phillies season could be over in fairly dismal fashion tonight.
Yeah, and I think it does. I think the Phillies probably don't have enough left in the tank. I don't know if they're going to make any moves though. Like they have Harrison Bader, Ben, that can't run with a groin. Like you can't have him on that roster tonight. You have to bang it. Like if he can't go, then you got Otto Kemp again. Like what do you do? What's your they're a man down at least. And Yamamoto is just so good. He's just so good. So I expect the Dodgers to close this one out.
If you win today, they'll throw glass now at you.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, no, show.
And then Shohei in game 5.
My God. That's right. If they have a chance, though, to win it tonight, the Dodgers, do they go to glass now again?
No, I think they save him.
They save him?
Yeah.
They just go with like Emmett Sheehan and Roki to close. Dave Roberts came out and said Roki will be the closer. Enough of this BS.
I mean, they'll want length out of Yamamoto.
Girth, too. And they'll get it. They'll get it. He's an unbelievable pitcher. He's an unbelievable pitcher.
I mean, you can see Vesia again. They
Does wrapping up the series in game 3 and getting a couple of days
it's great.
Drive you at all?
100%.
You don't treat it like a must win
to go for it.
Yeah.
Yes. And especially since you had to play and you rolled through the Reds, but since you had to play a wild card series too, the first time they've had to do that in a long time. So yeah, man, they're going all the extra rest they can get. So I think you go hard at it tonight.
Gives you the choice of Ohtani or Snell in game 1 of the NLCS.
And it's like, hey man, we're not doing a bullpen day. Like we're going with our $325 million pitcher in game 3, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Like, we need to win this game. They're going with 6 ERA Aaron Nola. Like, we need to win this game, period, the end. And then we kick it and wait to see who we play.
It is crazy how the Dodgers went from vulnerable underachievers
middling
to
500 after the break or something,
potentially unbeatable playoff juggernaut in the snap of a finger.
Like didn't even blink an eye, and they're down. They're up 2-0.
Like everybody in baseball said it. Like, hey, this team's underachieving. They're supposed to win 120 games. I'm sure Dodger fans, even to themselves, were thinking like,
we should
be
better.
Not how this season was supposed to go. But if you go undefeated in the playoffs.
Now, they didn't play well against the Brewers in the regular season.
That doesn't matter.
But I don't think it really matters right now.
My point is nobody gives an F about how you finish in the regular season as long as you get in and then take care of business.
100%.
They don't care if they won 90 games or 140 games.
They tried to give the division away and they still ended up winning the division. They're like,
what do they have to worry about?
Literally nothing.
Kurt asks, is Clayton Kershaw even on the roster? He is, and he could be used in the bullpen possibly
at home makes sense.
Yeah, in tonight's game.
Yeah.
If you were ever going
He
to
is on
use
the
him,
roster. Benjamin.
you would, if you're ever going to use him, I would think tonight is possibly the night where you would see Clayton
doubt.
Kershaw out of the pen.
No doubt.
Because I think you're going to hold Glass now back.
Yeah.
And you don't really trust any of your relievers, but
Sheehan, you trust Sheehan. He looked really
He looked
good.
good,
He
yeah.
looked really, really good. I know
you trust your starters who are relievers.
Yeah.
Your actual relievers,
You don't.
Vesia, they've used a couple of times.
Tanner Scott, you don't trust
You
at all.
don't trust Trinan at all.
Nope. So they're 4 guys down in the bullpen, and they're still they're on easy street. I mean, it's just crazy. The strategies they employed this year, smart. It could have backfired. It absolutely could have backfired, but it didn't, as it never does against them.
All right. We will have Don't and Do This coming up next, including the aging Jerry Jones with his latest escapades with the Dallas Cowboys.
Glory hole.
Woodsy's got some audio for us.
Yes.
And the fan who conquered the postseason yesterday with the perfect moment. We'll get to all of that coming up next after a check of traffic with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First up, though, talk a little daily fantasy. Prize Picks. It is the app with millions of users and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. It's really easy to play. All you're doing is setting daily fantasy lineups between 2 and 6 players, picking against stat projections more or less, and then winning real money by watching sports. Yeah, it's good to be right. And with Prize Picks, you can turn your sports opinions into actual money just by picking squares. Whatever you're watching, if you're watching baseball today, you've got options. In fact, I got the app open right now. We're just talking about the game. Yamamoto, more or less than 5.5 strikeouts. Aaron Nola, more or less than 3.5 strikeouts. If you've got a hunch on any of those, you just put them into your lineup and have an opportunity to win real money with Prize Picks. And, of course, football, college, pros over the weekend, same thing. All the stars in there like Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, and more. When you download the Prize Picks app, though, make sure you use the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
Got a Padres Smörgåsbord coming up at the bottom of the hour. Mason Miller going to be the topic of the day.
I like
First, though, it is time for Don't Do This. It is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This.
It's a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. All right, you turned 50 earlier this year.
I did.
I'm about to turn 50. Apparently, as you get older, you forget which fingers are which. Let's do a little test, Woods. I'm going to point to a finger. You tell me the name of the finger.
Okay.
Let's try this one.
That's the thumb.
Correct.
That's the pinky.
Right.
That's the index.
Right.
That's the ring.
Right.
And that's the middle.
All right. So 50 is still an age in which you can identify all fingers.
I mean, it was harder than I thought it would
Took you
be.
a little bit.
It took me a second.
All right. Well, when you get to Jerry Jones's age of 82, apparently you no longer remember which fingers are which.
I can't even remember anymore.
Social media video showed Jerry Jones on Sunday quickly flashing his middle finger late in the Cowboys' win toward a group of New York Jets fans at MetLife Stadium.
Who cares?
However, Jones has explained it all away, calling it just a misunderstanding. He's actually referring, there were some Cowboys fans who were right there. He was trying to give them the thumbs up.
I love to give people the thumbs up.
He was giving them the thumbs up. And he said the gesture, quote, was inadvertent on my part because that was right after we made our last touchdown. We were all excited about it. There wasn't any antagonistic issue or anything like that. I just put up the wrong show on the hand.
Why would you?
Inadvertently done. I'm not kidding.
Why would the Cowboys owner, after scoring another touchdown, look down and flip off Jets owner? That would never happen, right? That would never, ever happen.
Well, despite the senility of it all, the NFL has responded by fining Jerry Jones $250,000 for forgetting which finger is which on his hand.
$250.
I'm not a huge Jerry Jones fan. I think a lot of people are not huge. That's excessive. Right?
It's morbidly excessive.
I saw it as a good God.
Also, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm like, yeah, so what y'all gonna do? I'm 80 years. Like, he's 80 years old. What are you gonna do? I hope I'm still flipping the bird at Dodger fans when I'm 80. And I sure won't come on the air and be like, guys, I apologize.
I was trying to give him a thumbs up.
I meant to try to do a thumbs up. No, I'll be like, give him the bird. I think it was great. Just fantastic. Well, Cam Schlittler, who will be the starting pitcher for the New York Yankees today, they're having a very difficult time with his name. Again, Cam Schlittler, right?
Schlittler.
Oh, Schlittler. Cam Schlittler. I thought it was Cam Schlittler.
Schlittler.
I'm also having a very difficult time with his name. Cam Schlittler.
Like the beer, like Schlitz.
Schlitz beer.
Schlittler.
All right. I guess I'm not the only. They're not the only one. I had a hard time with it as well. Cam Schlittler. This is on the post game last night, and Big Poppy.
He broke the number one rule.
He did.
Of don't do this.
He did. There's one name you can't invoke, and he didn't do it in the way
It rhymes with Schlittler.
It rhymes with Schlittler. Here it is.
Every single one of you pronounce his last name. You kept first.
Schlittler. Oh, well, he's the master. Schlittler. Schlittler. You now your turn.
Sound like Hitler.
Oh, no.
Definitely not that.
All right, let's go to a break, guys.
I'm going Cam.
You know what, Poppy? You
I don't want to get in trouble.
just call him Cam.
Cam. That's it.
You just call
Leave
him
it up to
Cam.
it.
You just call him Cam, and
Cam.
maybe it'll be Mr. Cam, depending on how he pitches tomorrow.
He didn't invoke it in the name that other people that have made Don't Do This have invoked it. He just said it sounds like Hitler, but he didn't say.
He just couldn't say it.
He's going to say
He
it.
just couldn't say it correctly.
But the people that we usually get on Don't is like, hey, he was actually a pretty good speaker, And if you're gonna
Say what you want,
but
dude, no.
It's no. It's like the number
no.
one rule of like this is not a comparison that you make. But yet people do it a couple times a year. Every year, some football coach will do it, or every single time. So Big Poppy, DDT for you.
Finally, a little do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
Quickly before,
Yeah.
How about a do this for our beloved TJ Simon? It is her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yes.
And she sends us that delicious bourbon pecan cake every year.
Like overnighted from New Orleans.
It's absolutely incredible. Happy birthday to you. We love you so. Thank you.
Hope you celebrate with some bourbon cake.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Tej.
All right, for do this. If this had happened in Seattle, it's one thing. But what makes this story so amazing, and you've probably seen the video, is that it happened in Detroit in Game 3 yesterday between the Mariners and the Tigers in the ninth inning. Mariners looking to put it away with their MVP candidate, Cal Raleigh, at the plate. And he blasts a 2-run home run that bounces into the first row of the outfield seats at Comerica Park, right into the hands of a Mariners fan who's wearing a shirt that says dump 61 here, as in Big Dumper hit your home run. He hit 60 in the regular season, looking for his first in the playoffs, right into his hands. And that was his 61st home run, including the postseason. He's surrounded by nothing but Tigers fans all the way around there, but it ends up in his hands.
He's by himself.
Yeah. Dump here.
Which is incredible in and of itself. But what really, I think, it made it amazing is that the guy brought another shirt with him in case Cal
just
Raleigh
right under. He just
hit him
took
a
it
home
off.
run. He had dump 62 here, right there under the first shirt, just in case.
I wonder how many did he have?
I don't
how
know.
many
Now,
deep did
Cal
he
Raleigh
go?
didn't get up again, so
Yeah.
we'll never find out how many shirts he brought to the game. But absolutely perfect karma.
Knowing full well his wife was like, oh no, you're doing this? Yeah, I
Oh,
swear.
your buddy Cam gonna hit you a home run.
How many shirts are you wearing tonight, Todd? And he's like, I have 3 on just in case. And she's like, oh, I can't even tell my girl. Like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Have fun at the game, but you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And it's not going to work.
Don't get beat up.
Don't be a buffoon. He did get it signed. He went
Apparently
back.
he got to meet Cal Raleigh after the game, got a signed bat, got a picture with Big Dumper.
It's really
Because
cool.
he was prepared. He came to the
It's
game
elite.
in the Rhodes Stadium, ultimately
Yeah.
prepared for the moment. And the moment met him, and he was up for the moment.
What are the odds, man? What are the odds? It's just insane. Insane.
That was insane.
I love it.
And that's don't and do this for a Wednesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by IHOP, introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day.
It's what?
Bucks each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling, sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your Happy Plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu, available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
Indeed.
All right, we've got our Padres Smörgåsbord. Speaking of
can't
breakfast, we will focus on Mason Miller's future with the San Diego Padres. Off-season topic du jour coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, it is October, And while the weather seems okay right now, at any moment, we could be hit by those Santa Ana winds and extreme fire danger here in San Diego, which is why our friends at SDG&E want to make sure they are prepared and you are prepared as well.
Well, we all have the SDG&E alerts app on our phone because I want to be prepared. Look, if I'm going to be inconvenienced, the least you could do is let me know in advance I'm about to be inconvenienced. Then I can plan ahead. So I can deal with it. I'm a grown-up. I'd rather not die in a fire. So I know that you guys at SDG&E have our best interest in mind there. So all of you guys listening, make sure that they have your most up-to-date contact info should they need to contact you in case of an emergency. You got to sign up for the outage notifications at sdge.com/notify, or just do what we all did. Download the Alerts by SDG&E app. And again, being prepared is all of our responsibilities.
Yeah, it's called making the best of a bad situation.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
So, yeah, if power shut out, it's a last resort, really. They don't want to do it. They have to do it. Be prepared for it as soon as conditions are safe. SDG&E will put up their helicopters to make sure that everything's safe. They can put the power back on. They will alert you about that as well. But again, you have to download the Alerts by SDG&E app and update your info at sdgne.com/notify.
and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Blondie on a Wednesday morning. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. All right, we can turn our attention to your San Diego Padres. Little off-season Padres Smörgåsbord coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Crash involving a motorcycle westbound King Freeway just before Euclid. No details as to where that's blocking lanes. We still have this accident westbound 8 near Lake Murray. It's over to the right shoulder. And now getting reports of a collision on southbound 15 right before the 163. Those vehicles are in the center divide. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Padres Smörgåsbord.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Call it something else.
I'm sensing a pattern here. You ask me to say something. I do it in good faith, and then Paulie clips it and makes me sound buffoonish on the radio.
I'm not so sure I'm going to put the blame on Paulie for making you sound buffoonish here. He didn't edit or
I didn't
alter.
really do anything, man.
You said, what does the Swedish chef sound like? So I did a genuine Swedish chef impression. Padres Smörgåsbord. Our topic yesterday on talking about John Seidler's letter to the fans certainly was being talked about quite a bit by Padres fans yesterday. I don't think that there's multiple layers to that. I mean, people were trying to peel back the onion.
They were
of that letter, like it was a Zapruder film. Like, okay, what does he really mean by in-depth analysis of what went wrong with the season? I don't think there's that much to it. Every team goes through the same process at the end of the year.
Indeed.
What went right? What went wrong? Evaluation. Got to make a few changes here and there. Every team does it. I don't think this is any massive headline yesterday from the owner of the Padres.
Yeah, I mean, again, based on the rumor mill and things swirling around out there, and the fact that you haven't really heard from anyone after the season ended, it's now Wednesday. Season ended on Thursday. So it's almost a week. There's been no press conference. There's been no end of the year,
which they're not obligated to do.
They're not obligated to
do it almost every year.
I believe
there was a delay a couple of years ago. They were like 2 weeks, I think. Maybe it was not that
waiting
long
for the Bob Melvin
but
situation.
there was a lot of smoke with the Bob Melvin stuff.
Well, then
AJ.
he had to move Bob Melvin.
Right.
And he couldn't make the Zoom.
That didn't add to any speculation.
That little moment when we sat at our computers and we logged on and it was Padres brass and they were telling us, about this just absolutely awful end to
I think it's just AJ, by the way. I don't even know that the manager is usually on there.
2023. We're sitting on the Zoom and where's Bob Melvin? Oh, he's moving today. Oh, he's moving to a new team because discussions had already, I guess started at that point. So I think it's fair to wonder. I think it's fair to question what exactly does this mean and what does it look like going forward?
You can fairly look at it and just go, well, there's talk about AJ's uncertain future.
Correct.
And you can't have that press conference with AJ Preller until that's all kind of decided.
Maybe AJ has to move this week.
I mean, I have my theory. This is not in, there's no sources.
Don't say nothing burger.
Formed here. No,
Okay.
This is my theory.
All right.
If they were going to fire AJ, they would have done it by now. They've had a week. I mean, nothing's changing. You're not getting any new information at this point. You make that decision, rip off the Band-Aid, and start the search for a new general manager. I don't think
still has a year left on his deal.
I don't think that's happening. So why haven't they addressed? Why hasn't AJ Preller addressed the media, addressed the fans at the end of the season? Well, my speculation is they're trying to work out a contract extension for AJ, at which point they can announce that and do it all in one fell swoop. Because it would be silly. Oh, yeah, Monday, AJ meets with the media, and then on Tuesday, hey, we just announced a contract extension for AJ. He's going to meet the media on Wednesday to talk about it. Well, that's dumb. Why didn't you just do it all in one fell swoop? So perhaps they are negotiating and feel like they're close enough that let's just wait and do it all at once.
Is this inside information?
Nope.
This is just gut feeling speculation.
This is just me making a logical leap.
Okay, well, there's another logical leap that you can make, is that nothing's changing. He's got a year left on his deal. We're not going to talk about it, and we're going to just ignore.
That's possible, too.
Ignore everybody entirely and not even speak about it.
We don't have any answers for you yet, so why get up in front of the media to answer questions that we don't know the answers to until we go through some of our own postseason review? That's a fair interpretation as well.
Sure.
But, again, if they were going to make a major change with their president of baseball operations, what's changed between last Thursday when they were eliminated and now Wednesday? Is it truly something? Are they agonizing that much over it that I just need one more day before we make the decision? Rip off the Band-Aid. I don't think it's happening.
Well,
I think AJ's sticking around.
One thing you can be sure of is that you're sure of nothing as it pertains to the San Diego Padres, right? And that's if AJ Preller stays or goes. You're just sure they're not a real easy organization to read anymore. They were, I think, 5-6 years ago. Things have changed a lot, and they're not a real easy organization to read.
Ron Fowler was fairly easy to read.
He was very easy to read.
Usually because he would just call and yell at us on the radio of what he felt about his team.
Exactly.
It's one style of ownership.
I miss that candor from Ron Fowler, certainly. Amongst other, I love Ron, so he knows that. But I do think
it was an uncommon candor, though. It's not, you can't really expect that. You don't see that from owners all over the place. Many owners
you do.
Many owners, though, never address
we didn't
fan
talk
bases
to
at all.
Peter as often as we talked to Ron, but
he was very
Peter said something
too,
it was pretty much going to happen.
Yeah, a lot of candor from Peter.
There was. But again, that is more on the rare side. You don't hear it necessarily from owners regularly or even annually. That's just the way things are done differently in different organizations. But today's smorgasbord topic involves the sensation of the postseason for the San Diego Padres when he had an opportunity to get in there, Mason Miller. And the big offseason question about Mason Miller, of course, Woods, is he coming back next year as a reliever, presumably becoming the closer with Robert Suarez going to opt into free agency, we believe, or do you make the move and try to transition him into the starting rotation to fill one of your gaps there and return him to where he started his career when he was drafted as a starting pitcher for the A's?
Yeah. It's going to be a topic of conversation until somebody addresses it and says, this is the plan, one way or the other. I wish I had a really good, solid, firm take for you that said, oh yeah, Woodsy, that makes sense. Because if they said, we're going to convert Mason Miller into a starter, I'd say, hell yeah. And if they said, Woodsy, we're going to keep Mason Miller in the bullpen, I'd say, hell yeah. I love Mason Miller. Whatever he wants to do and whatever they think is in the best interest of Mason Miller's career and the organization, do what you have to do. I will tell you this. Guys that throw 104 regularly, more chances to break down, I think. He's been injured already. He had elbow injury.
Let me give you the history. When Mason Miller was first drafted, didn't pitch much in his first year, and then in 2023 as a starter in the minor leagues, had minimal time, was promoted, had one start at Double-A, then one start at AAA. I think he pitched like 5+ perfect innings, and then they just promoted him. Had 6 starts for the A's in that first year with a 3.78 ERA, and then was shut down with a sprained UCL.
Yeah.
Just a UCL. Ulnar collateral ligament in his elbow, and didn't get surgery, but was converted to full-time reliever last season, 2024, in order to protect his arm a little bit.
Yep.
So you're absolutely right. There's more risk perhaps of injury as a starter. And my heart really says we've seen what he can do in the bullpen. It's devastating. It's game-changing. Why mess with a good thing? Why mess with something that's working? It's your strength. It's your bullpen. Continue to build around Mason Miller in the pen. That's the easy answer. But I did a little research, and statistically, everything would tell you that moving him to starter is really the best option if you're the San Diego Padres. This past season, Woods, in 2025, 28 different starting pitchers had a higher B-WAR than the most valuable reliever in baseball, which wasn't Mason Miller. It was Aroldis Chapman, had the highest B-WAR of any reliever. The 28th best starter was more valuable to his team overall, according to WAR, which you can debate, the value of that. But, the biggest part of that is that a starter is expected, even in an okay season, 150 to 170, maybe more innings. A great reliever may only throw 50 to 60 innings over the course of a season. You can impact more games, 100 more innings as a starter. Even if you're not quite as good as a starter as a reliever, having that many more opportunities to do so is important. In this past season, how good was Miller? I mean, he was so good, right?
Yeah.
70 pitchers in baseball had a higher B-WAR than Mason Miller this year.
It's hard to believe.
70 pitchers in baseball were, quote unquote, more valuable than Mason Miller because of the way he was used minimally out of the bullpen as a reliever. Does that influence you at all to say, I'd rather have Mason Miller, even as a number 2 type starter, would be more valuable than just keeping him in the pen all season long?
Again, for me, I want more of Mason Miller, and not necessarily every 5th day, right? Like, I think, in my opinion, which means less than nothing. It's less than nothing. I like having a guy at the back end of your bullpen that is as nasty as Mason Miller is. And
having call it potentially like 3 save opportunities in that 5-game span where he wouldn't have pitched at all.
Now, his slider is such a devastating pitch. It's such a devastating pitch. He would need a 3rd, though, which sounds hard to believe.
Started working on that changeup this year, though. It was there.
So listen, all you have to do is go to the horse's mouth, right? You don't listen to me or Ben or Paul or anybody else. I want to hear what they have to say. Number one, is that in the plans? And they asked him last year. He says, I think all the focus is on this year, pitching out of the bullpen. Did not shut down completely the notion of making the switch to the rotation.
You don't make that switch in the middle of the season.
Obviously, yeah. And he says, that's not to say down the road we can't revisit and have conversations. Being able to think about and say that I'm going to be here for the next 4 years, I think there are possibilities of that. But for the time being, my focus is 100% on this season and being in the bullpen. And boy, did he do a spectacular job.
Paulie, I know what you're saying. When you have a week in which you have, 5 close games and he can come in and save 4 or all 5 of them and impact a game that way, that's great. But what about the other side of the coin? What about the weeks where you don't get a lead at all because your starting pitching is floundering and you're down 4-1 and you're down 5-2, and there's really never an opportunity to use Mason Miller in even any leverage situation. You end up throwing him out there just to get an inning of work, in the 9th when you're down 4 because you're having a really bad week. Well, you've just neutralized your best player for an entire week.
Well, how about this?
Well, you only would have gotten 1 game out of him, and there's no. If you're playing that poorly,
and in that 1 game, you're hoping to get 5, 6, 7 innings in that 1 game out of him, as opposed to maybe 1 inning the entire week.
Sure, it's a luxury. Having a really good lockdown closer is a luxury, and that's why you see at the deadline bad teams trade lockdown closers because they don't need them because they don't win games.
Right.
But I will say this. If Mason Miller comes back and is your closer next year, okay. if they make Mason Miller into a starter and it doesn't work out and he does get hurt again because he is max effort and throws so hard, even if they tell him to tamp it down a little, hey, just throw 102 or 101, right? With your nasty slider. And then he gets hurt. Now you've lost a starting pitcher and you've lost a closer. And then you're really screwed.
Padres have had success. Michael King was a reliever. Seth Lugo was a reliever. Randy Vasquez was a reliever. And they've had some success making that transition of bullpen guys into every fifth day starting pitchers. They'd be crazy not to at least take a really hard look at this in the offseason. I believe they are.
Oh, I'm sure
taking
they are.
a really hard look.
I'm sure they are.
And I would hope that Mason Miller's preference and feeling about it is taken into strong consideration as well.
I personally don't want him leaving the bullpen.
I really
That's
don't
just
either.
me personally.
I'm also
Now,
addicted to. I love the closer. I've always loved the closer. I love the closer, and he is amazing.
I just think with Adam out and Suarez most likely leaving.
Okay, here's what I don't want, and I'm a fear if they leave him in the bullpen that he will become. You have to use him in the ninth inning guy, like Robert Suarez was this year. Oh, well, now he's our closer. I want him in the highest leverage situations. If the top of the order, if the Dodgers' best hitters or the Phillies' best hitters are coming up in the seventh or the eighth, that's where I want Mason Miller.
Yeah.
I don't want him saved for the ninth so he can get 48 saves.
He needs to be the guy, just the dude,
he
the
needs
stopper,
the fireman, the
whatever.
stopper,
I don't want a closer if that's how you're going to use him. I
don't really think a team in 2025 needs to call it a closer per se, because you're right. The game can be won in the eighth inning.
They were insistent until the last game of the year of waiting until the ninth inning to use Robert Suarez. I don't want that to be how they use Mason Miller next year.
Yeah.
I do not want that. I don't want a 1-run game in the eighth and now, all right, we bring him in a 4-run game in the ninth. No, he should be in the 1-run game in the eighth next season if you're leaving him in the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you trust that that's how he'll be used? Or will they wait until the ninth every single time?
I mean, if you're a good team and you have leads that you need to protect, what I don't want to happen is I don't have a closer because I used him in the seventh. I need somebody to get those last three.
You'll have Morahone, you'll have Estrada, you may have Adam back. You have other options to pitch the ninth as well.
Do you know how hard? That's why those guys get paid. Getting those last 3 outs are the hardest to get, unless you face me 3 times. But I don't think it's a luxury to have a closer. Yeah, man, you're going to have those weeks, dude, where it's like, oh man, I haven't seen Mason Miller. They're going to have to get him some work, in a blowout or whatever. But that's the rhythm of the 162. I'd like to keep him in the bullpen, frankly. I really would. I think it'd be better for his health.
I'd be more torn if I come to learn that he really, really wants to be a starter.
Yeah.
Because then you're like,
yeah. If he really, really wants it, what choice do you have?
Chime in the YouTube stream. You already are. I think it's an interesting topic. We'll continue to discuss it in the offseason. Take on Woods and more coming up. Hour number 3 next on The Fan.
right, we are halfway home on a Wednesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great to be here with you. Talking a little baseball, a little Padres. And yeah, the sting is still very, very real, certainly.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
On that same line.
Yeah.
I know we wouldn't usually do it at 8 o'clock here, but just having heard our 6/8 o'clock open just now, I got so used to the guttural screams.
I know.
For 6 months.
I know.
At least a couple times a week. Dang, we're really going to have to wait until end of March?
Yeah, I'm not doing it for spring training games. I'll tell you that much.
SDFC playoff
Sure.
wins.
Yeah,
we can throw some out there.
San Diego State basketball wins.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe on a Wednesday morning we can get some yells.
I'm very excited for SDSU basketball season. And hey, I got to be honest with you, even SDSU football has tickled my fancy a little bit lately. 4-1. You can't deny it. So you got to keep your eye out on all that stuff here in San Diego. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program, and Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports.
Cold in here.
It is cold.
It's colder than where I did my story yesterday for Channel 10.
Where was that?
I went to Gulls practice. They're opening their season this week, so thought I'd do a quick preview and meet a couple of the guys. I actually hadn't even met their coach. Matt McIlvain's going into his third year. Seems like a really good dude. They should have a better team this year. They've been bad the last couple of years because, well, the Ducks have been bad.
Yeah.
So they've been sending them a lot of really young, raw draft picks that haven't been very competitive, but they have some more veteran players. They have some more talent this year. They're definitely like, okay, we got to make the playoffs again. It's been 3 straight years. I had not done a lot of hockey, like right down on the ice. And I mean, it was just their training center, Poway Ice, it's like a warehouse, and you go in and there's a hockey rink and they do their practices there. But when those pucks come at the glass, I was right behind the net and they hit the glass, like it's loud. It's like an explosion.
They shoot really hard.
Really hard.
Have you felt a hockey puck?
No.
You've never felt a hockey puck?
No.
Oh my God.
I mean,
in your hand.
Yeah. I felt a non-frozen one, but the frozen ones are like supposedly very hard.
I think I told you guys this was years ago. I went to a Gulls game with a buddy, and a puck shot up and over the glass and was coming right at us.
Yeah.
There was a seat in between me and my buddy Todd, and the puck slammed into the chair back, the plastic hard chair back. It sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. You're down there in the glass, and
I picked it up. I'm like, that thing's
it's
freaking heavy.
Practice. They're checking each other right into the boards like teammates. These guys go hard at it.
Yeah,
on the hockey rink.
players are very tough.
Yeah,
they're very, very tough. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how the guy that gets in front of the goal when somebody winds up for slap shot, just hit me in the stomach with it. I don't care. It's a different breed.
And fast. I mean, when they get going on skates, the speed is really insane. It does not translate. It's the worst sport to translate to television.
It's so tough on TV.
I think there is. You just don't really get a sense of it all. You don't feel the cold. You don't hear the sounds. You don't see the speed.
Live, though, is
none
elite.
Of it. Live, though, hockey is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. The NHL season opened last night. The Panthers hung their second straight banner. So if you are a hockey fan, good time of year.
Yeah, fun time for you guys.
As your sport is getting underway this week.
No doubt. I told you I was on that podcast in Dallas, and they were asking me about, what's it like with, very few pro sports here. And we talked about it. And, I said I would love if a hockey team like an NHL team was here, or even I don't even like the NBA very much, but I think I could get behind our own team here. We've talked about that before, but it just doesn't seem like it's in the cards. They asked me what's the holdup? Seems like such a great baseball town. I go, well, it is. I mean, when you have no other major pro sports other than pro soccer, I said Aztecs basketball is really good, something to look forward to. But I said, other than that, man, this is kind of where we're at.
They need someone like the MLS with a vision.
Yeah.
Because remember, MLS has 2 LA teams.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was some hesitancy. Do we want to throw
another
team into Southern California, maybe eat away at probably were some Galaxy and LAFC fans in San Diego that we're just going to be cannibalizing our own product.
They did it.
If they did it, though, and it's been immensely successful.
Would it have changed for you if they had won 3 games? Maybe. It was really important that they got off to the start.
But the same calculus applies to the NHL. They got the Ducks feel like San Diego's their market. They put their minor league team here for a reason. They wanted to be San Diego's NHL team, but the other side of that coin is they don't want an NHL team in San Diego. They don't want the competition. They like, this is our market. We put our team here for a reason. So we're going to try to not let, the NHL put a team in. And, we also don't have a modern NHL arena. Pechanga is fine for minor league hockey, but if you wanted an NHL team,
it needs to be bigger.
You're going to have to upgrade something more modern, something a little bit bigger. And we haven't been able to do that yet. Obviously, there's been talk of arenas at the Sports Arena site in Chula Vista, but we're not there yet. Someday, though, I do think
talk on that for
so
20
long.
years.
Yeah, but I mean, someday it makes sense with the kind of audience that the Padres draw, SDFC draws, even the Wave. Get good crowds. Someone in one of these sports is going to eventually say, whether it's the NHL or NBA, going, why aren't we getting in on all this? Look at all these people that are rabid for live professional sports that are spending real money, and we're just seeding this. We're not even going to try to go into this market. Someone's going to do it at some point in our lifetime.
Purple says the Gulls and the Ducks should swap cities. I couldn't agree more. That actually would be we'd be San Diego Ducks. I'm in. Yeah, 100% on
the
board.
Anaheim Gulls,
Anaheim
minor
Gulls.
league team.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Call it a day. I wanted to bring something up quickly because I'm going to try something, I think. So you guys know that I started, and the reason it jogged my memory is there's a guy on Twitter right now talking essentially about therapy for men. And I wanted to bring up, I have not done my men's group, the work. It's been like 5 weeks since the last one. Now, the place that I do it, the guy is out of town this weekend, but I'm going to, I think, attempt something on Saturday. And I'm going to need your help, Paulie. I'm so sorry. I'm going to attempt an online version of the work, an online send out a link type deal, men's mental health. It's the group I started towards the middle of the year, place for men to go talk about their feelings. Yes, it's okay to talk about your feelings. It doesn't make you soft. And so I it's hard to find venues and things like that. So my buddy Tommy's out of town. So I'm going to take it online, and I think I'm going to shoot for this Saturday. But Paulie,
you're going to be the host,
kind of the moderator,
of a big Zoom,
giant Zoom.
And you think this is going to go?
I think it's going to go terribly. If I'm being completely honest, I know there's going to be people coming in to sabotage it. That's standard if you do a live stream.
You're going to have to make sure the right people are muted and unmuted.
Am I? I think I can just mute all.
Well, then what are you going to do? A monologue?
Yeah, I'll do 45 minutes. No,
guys,
therapy monologue.
Welcome
to therapy, everybody. It's good to see some new faces out there. I'm Woodsy. I'll be your host.
I'm actually not a therapist, by the way. But online, I think is really convenient. They do online therapy now as well. But I'm able to mute all, and then if people can raise their hands, because we do those Padres things, and you have to raise your hand, then you can. Hey, I'm going to go out to Paul.
I do think you have to still ask everybody, hey, please just mute and then raise your hand.
Okay.
And then unmute.
Okay. Somebody says definitely get a mod.
That's what he's inferring with Paul right here.
Yeah.
But Paul's got
I don't need Paul. Paul doesn't need to moderate. Cab Share says bottle it in like a real man. that's the stigma, my friend, that I'm trying to get rid of because I've done it.
I bottle it so deep I don't even know it's there.
That's the weird. That's when it gets really. That's when you're like, oh, that guy murdered everyone. That's because he bottled it so deep he didn't know it was there. So I think what we're going to try to do, I'm going to try it. I want to meet in person from here on out, but I want to get one in, soon, and I want to stay committed to it. So, Paulie,
good luck.
Can you help me? Can you help me? I don't know what to do.
At least set up the meeting room.
Do I
for
do it
everybody?
Do I set it up on like StreamYard or do I set it? No. Zoom. It's a Zoom.
It's gotta be a Zoom.
Yeah. People are going to come in and they're going to be mean, and I know that. That's going to be.
You have Zoom, Google Meet.
Your wife
have options.
Your wife says, "Sorry, we're moving again this weekend." You don't have to come to my house.
Make sure you promote it on all online Dodger fan pages.
Oh yeah,
before you do it
they'll
as
love
well.
it. They'll love it. But again, I think online we'll keep it easy and keep it to an hour like we always do, and we'll do it maybe Saturday morning early. Before what's really been throwing a crimp at it is weekend sports, soccer, baseball, football, all this stuff. I just haven't had the time, but I want to do it. But the drive up to where we were going, it's a little bit of a stretch for people. I get that. So I guess, Paulie, you just tweet out a link, right? Like, hey, if you're interested in joining this, join now.
You want to tweet it out.
I don't want to also sit and
everybody.
answer my DMs and be like, here's the link.
You're
Here's the
gonna
link.
have to. You're gonna have to kind of.
You might have to do that. Yeah.
I can't.
If you're gonna do it online, you kind of have.
I can't open it up to everyone.
Unless you have a database, like an email database already of
I don't.
guys.
You didn't have people.
I can't
fill
just
out
tweet it out.
forms the last time they
can,
came out.
but
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tweet it out.
I would not recommend that.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Do you know how easy it is to just search for like Zoom like the link?
You'll have bots.
K-Law says you'll get trolls. I get trolls every day. Trolls don't bother me. I can ignore
you
them.
do, but like these people that are
the ones
showing
that
up
you
to
are
be
now
vulnerable,
counting on to
No,
mute themselves.
they don't want a bunch
of
of wieners drawn over their heads while they're talking about whatever they're going through.
People writing Nazi and stuff in there. Like, oh no, that happened to us. We did a live one time, and people found it, and they're just like, it's the gnarliest thing you've ever seen.
Because we didn't think ahead. We just tweeted out the Zoom link. Hey, join us. I think it was is it the holiday show?
Yeah.
Before we were on YouTube. Yeah, we did our extravaganza, and these bots, these trolls or whatever, they just like search across the entire world on Twitter for Zoom links, and then if people are dumb enough to just put out an open link, they're going to jump in there.
It's a good point. David says, who cares about you getting trolled? It's the impact of the trolls on the other folks. Yeah, I would hate
that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, yeah. You doesn't matter, but you're asking people to share personal feelings and behavior and stuff. You've got to protect them.
You're going to be DMing people either way, so I think you need to post on wherever all your social media is, and you need to say, hey, we're doing it remotely this weekend or whatever, whenever the date is. DM me for the link, and then you're just gonna have to copy and paste that link however many times.
Okay,
that's what I would suggest.
Carlos says, Woodsy, you make fun of Ben a lot, but you can be so naive. I realize that, but I'm also not dumb enough to think that it will be perfectly okay and that no one will come in and troll. I know that they're going to come. I'm not stupid. I may be naive, but I'm not stupid. I know I've seen it. We've done it on live streams we've done before. People are mean. They're nasty. They're out of pocket. This is the world we live in now. But yeah, so I will find a way.
You need to try to get some information, whether it's a phone number, email.
All right.
You need to start collecting a little bit of a database. I mean, how many guys do you have on average?
I mean, we've had 30 guys, we've had 10 guys.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're not talking a crazy number, 10 to 40, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Like, try to get everyone's information. If you group it all together, then you can send out one big text or one big email. Here's the link.
All right.
Boom.
If you're interested in attending Woods' session, DM him with your email, and then he will email you back in a giant one mass email. You just copy and paste everybody's email into the 2 or the CC, and then put the link into that.
All right.
Not publicly out to everybody.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
It won't prevent everybody you don't want from getting in, but it'll definitely go a long way toward making it what you want it to be.
And you think Zoom is probably the best platform
yes,
to
it
do
is.
it. Okay. All right. So we'll do that this Saturday. Looking forward to this. Seeing how
we can
it
try
works.
to teach you Microsoft Teams if you're really interested in that, but that just seems like a mistake as well.
All right. So that's happening.
Lots of varying opinions on the Mason Miller conversation from the Smorgasbord today. Diehard must be bullpen guys. A lot of people saying, you got to convert him to a starter. I wouldn't say it's split right down the middle. I think I see more people leaning toward leaving him in the bullpen, but plenty of people are intrigued, by the idea of getting more innings out of Mason Miller by making him into a starter. Very curious to see how this goes for the San Diego Padres this offseason and what they really do try to do.
Well, it will be one of the first questions if and when, anybody addresses the media, I would imagine in the next couple weeks, if it does end up happening. That's an easy one. What's your plan? Is it to move him to a starter or keep him in the bullpen?
You talked yesterday about Ruben Niebla already setting plans, off-season workout plans for his pitchers at the pitching lab, the PLNU pitching lab. If Mason Miller's one of them, you got to tell him one way or the other pretty soon here. You can't, it's not something you spring on somebody on February 12th when they show up to spring training. Like, oh, by the way, we've decided you're going to be a starter. Like, no, you kind of want to work out in the off season with a different mindset and focus.
It's already a weird spring training with the WBC, things get moved up. You know what? throwing that out there. I already have made up my mind. At least for next year, keep him in the bullpen.
Got to stay in the pen. He's a generational closer. I get all that. At the same time, there are really smart baseball people who said, if you make that trade, if you give up what you gave up, Leo Dallas, DeVries, and more, and you don't make him into a starter, then you've lost that trade already.
No, it's not true.
I've seen people say that.
Well, people are idiots.
They're not. They're smart. Those are smart, sabermetrically oriented baseball people.
They've tried to do this with, not the Padres, but teams try to do this all the time. And again, I will live and die by the point, if Mason Miller gets hurt as a starter, now you've lost a closer and you've lost a starter. So just keep him in a role that he's familiar with and that he's absolutely dominant at.
There's no guarantee that he stays healthy in the bullpen either, though. I mean, yes.
Ben, there's no guarantee. You always say that. There's no guarantees in baseball. None. But I'm going to play the card of a guy that throws 100 miles an hour. His arm's going to hold up better pitching sparingly than 180 innings. Because he's not built up for it yet. It takes a while. I honestly think and I know, think about this too. Hey, we're going to try Mason Miller as a starter. He's going to be on a 50 pitch count for the first 3 months of the season.
He has the whole off season and spring training to build up. He should be as available as any other starter by the time the season starts.
I mean, maybe, but he's already had elbow injuries. He already had
every
UCL.
pitcher has had elbow injuries.
Okay.
I just don't know if it makes
every pitcher.
It doesn't make the most sense in my head logically I think on paper, the 2026 rotation, which of course is going to change between now and then, we hope, it looks pretty mid, kind of at best. The bullpen still looks good, even if Robert Suarez leaves and Jason Adam, you don't get him back until August or September. I still feel pretty good about the Padres bullpen.
Okay,
as a strength.
I do too. It's
you
a
take
strength.
Mason Miller out of that and add him to the rotation. I still think you have a pretty mid rotation with Mason Miller, who's awesome. And now your bullpen's taking a pretty massive hit. And now you have a slightly above average.
Our boss Adam brings up a good point. He just texted. He said one thing regarding the Mason Miller question. It's much easier to find and replace relievers than it is to find and sign starters who are much more expensive.
AJ's great at it too.
Much more difficult to acquire. AJ's been great at finding relief pitchers all over the place, developing them from the minor leagues. We don't even know that, who had heard of David Morgan before the season started? And boom, he's throwing 7th, 8th innings for the Padres. He finds those guys all the time.
It's true.
Can't find starters. You've got potentially one right here that could be maybe an elite starter for you next season if you handle it properly.
Or what about Adrian Morhone then? We need to convert him into a starter. Nobody had a better season left-handed. Hey, who doesn't need a left-handed starter?
They did try.
I know.
And it didn't work out.
Okay.
And now he's an elite reliever again.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that
what about David Morgan? Convert him.
Doesn't mean that you're committed for the rest of his career. If it doesn't work out, you can switch back. But I just wanted to bring it up. All right,
I just don't want them to make a decision and then not go out and get whether it was a starter that they were thinking about getting or a reliever that they were thinking about getting. Don't change your plans too much about all of this.
Let's take time out. We have a game of Take on Woods coming up next. We're looking for qualifier number 2 for the trip to see Jerry Seinfeld in Las Vegas, our musical trivia challenge. Coming up in our next segment, if you want to be our contestant, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Take on Woods coming up momentarily after traffic on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And I've got an idea for my friends over at QC Kinetics. You do such great work with the joints, such great work as I'm sitting here with pulled muscle in my foot, pulled muscle in my hamstring. Can we do something for the muscles? I'll wait patiently because I figure if anybody can do it, it's you guys, because what you've been able to do in the joint pain arena has been incredible. Had a guy last night ask me about it at the field. Woodsy, QC Kinetics. I'm like, yeah, man, I wouldn't be out here at 50 years old with you youngsters if it wasn't for QC Kinetics. Got treatment on my wrists, got treatment on my knee. I actually got PRP in my elbow as well. My arm feels great. So QC Kinetics works, guys. If you're looking for lasting relief without steroids, medications, or surgery, you can get it right here in San Diego at QC Kinetics. Go see my guy. Dr. Jackson and his team. Get a free consultation. Call them today. 2 locations, one in Hillcrest, one in Torrey Hills. There is no reason to wait. If you have joint pain right now, get back on the diamond, get back on the golf course, get back in the water on your surfboard. There's just no reason to live your life in constant pain. So 619-614-PAIN is their number, 619-614-PAIN. Again, go see Dr. Jackson and his team. Call them. You'll get a free consultation when you do. 619-614-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Did see some optimism. Woods had mentioned it as well during our break that Jason Adam could be ready, hopefully sooner. We kind of had the doom and gloom perspective yesterday that he might not be ready until the second half of the season. But according to at least optimistic projections of a 6-month return, could be ready in time for around opening day. I think Kevin Acey wrote that as well.
6 to 9 months.
Now, if it's a slower recovery, it may be more toward the middle of the season, but if you're feeling like you're getting at least half of a season out of Jason Adam, you probably have to bite the bullet and offer him the arbitration and keep him around.
Yes,
I would agree with that as well.
I agree. I think that would be. And again, this is a dude that has overcome so many injuries. Now, you look at that and go, "Oh, what a resilient guy. He'll definitely be back." Or you look at it and you go, how many more? Like, how many more catastrophic injuries can this guy go through to get back? But apparently, just the crazy hard worker is going to follow the rehab, do the right things. Getting him back in, call it June, July would be spectacular. Spectacular. That's a trade.
And it could be earlier.
That's a trade deadline acquisition right there.
Could be earlier. All right, we'll get back to more Padres talk and more. First, though, let's play today's game. It is time to take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Joe today. Welcome, Joe, to Take on Woods. How are you?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're good, and we'd love to get you qualified for this month's grand prize. Our new prize is a trip to Las Vegas to see Jerry Seinfeld. 2 tickets to the show on April 17th at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. 2-night stay at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino and a $100 gas card. Check out Jerry's 2 performances in April at Ticketmaster.com to get your own tickets. All right, you get the advantage of picking our category today. Woods has left the studio. 5 questions of musical trivia on either I Like, Take on Woods, 5 song titles that include the phrase I like. Whispered Secrets. This is an either-or category with either the word whisper or secret in each answer. And our new category, Take a Stand. 5 song titles, all including the word stand. So, I Like, Take on Woods, Whispered Secrets, or Take a Stand. Joe, what's it going to be?
So I like Take on Woods.
I like Take on Woods. All right, I think this is a challenging category. We will see how you do, how Woods does, but Woods does.
How Woods does?
How Woods does. All 5 song titles include somewhere in them the phrase I like. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. If you don't know an answer, pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question, Paulie is queuing it up as our 2-second song. He'll play a little bit of music. You need to give me the song title and the artist to score the point. Joe, are you ready to play?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. The category is I Like, Take on Woods. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Joe. Let's take on Woods.
What I Like About You, the romantic.
Correct. Gold jewelry, shining so bright, and strawberry champagne on ice are just 2 of the luxurious items listed by Bruno Mars in which 2017 hit.
That's What I Like.
Correct. Which 1995 Tim McGraw hit includes the lyrics, I Want Some More of It, following the 6-word song title.
I Like It. I Love It.
Correct. The animated movie franchise Madagascar made use of multiple versions of which 1995 song by Caribbean artist Reel to Reel.
I Like to Move It.
Correct. Pete Rodriguez sang Yeah Baby, I Got Soul, in which 1967 hit that became one of the most influential songs in Boogaloo music.
I Like It Like That.
Oh, wow, Joe. That was impressive. A 5 for 5 performance on what I thought was a very tough category. I don't know that Woods can even scratch the surface on that one. You're in, Joe. Hang on the line. Paulie will get you your information when we're done. This is come on in, Woods. Come on in, Woods. You're walking into a bit of a storm here. We'll see how you do. I know. Joe's score is locked in. 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Joe.
That's What I Like About You, the Romantics.
Correct. Gold jewelry shining so bright and strawberry champagne on ice are just two of the luxurious items listed by Bruno Mars in which 2017 hit.
Pass.
Which 1995 Tim McGraw hit includes the lyrics, I want some more of it, following the 6-word song title.
I like it. I love it.
Correct. The animated movie franchise Madagascar made use of multiple versions of which 1995 song by Caribbean artist Real to Real.
Taint Love.
Incorrect.
Ooh,
Pete
no.
Rodriguez sang Yeah Baby, I Got Soul, in which 1967 hit that became one of the most influential songs in Boogaloo music.
I have no earthly idea.
Joe got it.
Gold jewelry shining so bright and strawberry champagne on ice are just two of the luxurious items listed by Bruno Mars in which 2017 hit. We don't really need to go on anymore.
No, we don't.
Joe with a perfect 5 for 5 on a very tough category.
Wow.
I like Take on Woods. What I like about you, that's what I like by Bruno Mars. I like it, I love it by Tim McGraw. I like to move it by Real to Real, and I like it like that by
I like
Pete
to
Rodriguez.
move it.
Which one? Who sings that one?
That was Real to Real.
Oh, I like that song.
You like to
from the
move it.
Madagascar
category?
movie. I like Take on Woods. Every
I
song
like
had
Take
I
on
like.
Woods. I hated Take
How
on
did you
Woods
not get
today.
the Bruno Mars song? We literally did it for Ben Reed's
Strawberry champagne on ice. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. Sex by the fire at night. That's what I like.
I did not. I did not.
It was.
No.
I thought that was one of the tougher categories
I
I've
was-
come up with. You proved it right. Joe proved it wrong, though. He nailed
That
it.
was-
and
good
he
job,
is,
Joe.
he is in the drawing for Jerry Seinfeld.
Sex by the fire. That's what I like. You can do better. Let's
Sex
just go
by
to-
the fire at night.
Yeah,
That's
at
what I
night.
like.
Let's just go to a bed. It's way better. Everyone likes to try the
You can
different,
roll around on the hardwood floor
Yeah.
right next to a hot fire.
or like your bear skin rug. I'm good. It's hard. You're still on the hard floor. Why? Just go to the bed. You don't. Have to, we don't need to go. There's all
Hell,
these.
there's a couch right there, probably.
100%. An ottoman, even a chair.
Ottoman.
An ottoman's
An
great.
ottoman?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Big ottoman. Yeah. Yeah, an oversized ottoman. But like, we don't need to be in weird places.
We don't need to be having this conversation at all.
All right.
We can.
No, we need to
It's
have
off
the,
season.
apparently we need to have the conversation about why the media in San Diego is not holding the Padres enough accountable.
Oh, again?
Yeah, well, I want to read the comment a little more.
Oh,
of
I
it
thought
that
we already
got.
did this. All right.
We started
We'll do
to,
it
but
again.
I teased it for later, so we can bring it up again. Get to that coming up next. Congratulations, Joe. More Ben Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan. First, though, Woods and I mean, if you have an ottoman that you'd like to leave to your loved ones when you're gone.
Actually, no.
You
Nobody
don't want
wants
those
that.
ottomans.
You don't want that ottoman, actually. Just you
can
can have it removed.
You can go to trustandwill.com, fill out an actual will, a last will and testament that is legally binding, just as official as anything you'd get from a lawyer's office. Put it in a safe, filing cabinet somewhere, and your family will know what to do when you're gone. Or you can even take the next step and set up a trust for your family so that they can have immediate access to your assets and not be held up in the months-long expensive process of probate court. Probate court. Sorry.
Can't do any of it until you go to trustandwill.com. And then when you check out, you use the code radio20 and they'll give you 20% off.
Wow.
Prostate court is what he was about to say.
That's exactly,
That's exactly what he was going to say.
I stopped
Keep
myself.
your family out of prostate court.
You do
And
not want to go to prostate.
You do not
court.
want to go to prostate court. Probate court is actually better than prostate court.
I thought perhaps you
Probate
were-
court, not fun.
Not great.
But I'm telling you,
Prostate
it's
court.
a hell
is-
of a lot better than prostate
You
court.
just show up and that's what happens there. So go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you
Imagine
check
not
out.
being able to control what happens to your prostate.
Right.
You don't want that.
There he goes.
Good. You can finish this up.
I just
for me.
did. Trustandwill.com.
I'll be back.
Radio.
and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Well, guess I'm Evan Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline, facing criminal charges, or perhaps you're tied up in prostate court. Trust David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Perhaps he would not like to help you out of that situation, actually, to be fair. And to be fair, I don't know that Woods wants to go down this path again.
It's all right.
Of this comment that Paulie pulled for us off the YouTube stream.
It was a good comment. I do appreciate it.
It was well thought out.
Yeah, it really was.
Tier 1 named Oliver, who sent us a really long kind of discussion, and I just want to read a little bit of it here. He said, "You're missing the point about being tough media. It's not about coasts, accents, or yelling. The complaint is about how our media, San Diego media, often does not ask tough follow-ups or cutting questions that are obvious to not just fans of the team, but across the country. To be fair, I don't believe Ben and Woods are part of the problem. I give credit to Woods specifically for being able to strike a balance between challenging Schilt and maintaining relationships as part of the team's flagship. Says the issue is when media doesn't follow up at all to the infamous, who would you have played there? The response in real time was weak and unsure." I want to stop there. I think that was AJ Cassavell that was challenged by Mike Schilt. Well, who would you have played there? And in that moment, because I was watching that, and I go, that's an impossible situation for AJ Cassavell.
Yes.
It's not his job to tell the manager who to play there. It's not any of the media's job to tell the manager what he should be doing. It is his job to ask questions about why the manager makes the decisions that he does. And if you don't like the answer, that's fine. You can not like the answer, but it's not your job to then correct the manager as to what his opinion, his view of it is. Now, I would say if this is working in the real world, you ask a question like that, and the manager gives an answer that you think is unsatisfactory. It's then now up to whoever is the manager's boss, the GM, the owner, the CEO, going, man, my manager doesn't really have good answers for why he's doing things. Do I want him to be the manager anymore? And they can do with what they want because it's their team and they can make those decisions. And then we can ask the questions, hey, you know, you've heard Mike Schilt explain what his decision-making process is. Do you agree with how that's going? And then they can answer that question how they like. And you can decide as a fan whether you think that's a good answer or a bad answer. But I don't, and I've never thought it's our job to tell players, coaches, GMs what we think they should be doing
It's the
with
worst
their
kind
job.
of media. It's the worst kind of media.
Now, we can do it on our show.
Sure.
We're fans. We can discuss it as much as we want with fellow fans, with tier ones, is what I would do in this situation. And that's great. And if they want to listen and take our advice, probably not the greatest of ideas. Usually you listen to too much of the fans and the media. You end up becoming part of them, as they say, eventually. But in a direct situation where I'm in an interview room, in a press conference or around a player's locker, I feel like it's only my job to ask what I think is a relevant question and give that person an opportunity to explain themselves after a game, after a big decision, and just get their thought process out to the public, who are the ones buying the tickets and watching the games and listening to the games on radio.
It is a pretty terrifying thing, just transparency, when you ask a question and it's not met with acceptance and there's a bristling. It's scary. I'll tell you straight up, it's scary. And the first time it happened with Schulte, it was about, hey man, you pulled Jurickson Profar for defense against the Cubs in Chicago. His spot came up and he was not happy with that question. And again, I understand defensive replacements. I do them. We've all done, we know what a defensive replacement is. You have to be able to come on and say, well, this is why I did it. And there's the reasons for it. And he didn't take it that way. And that's okay. And that kind of started the little headbutting. That's the first day I got called cuz, which was great. But when you ask a question, maybe it doesn't come out the right way or it's taken the wrong way, it does make it difficult. Then again, they're not on trial. People want it to sound like a trial.
That's a good point.
That's what
Yes.
they want it to sound like, is they want it to sound like a trial every time. They want it to be back and forth. And hey, listen, fine, whatever. Again,
they're looking for a gotcha moment.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey,
some
but
sort of
the
gotcha.
evidence here. I present you with evidence piece A that shows that you are wrong, sir, and you are out of order. I object to this line of questioning.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not at least how it should work. Now, why do managers sometimes react the way they do to questions? Because there are bad questions and bad actors who are just out to get them.
And yes, there are. And probably after 140 games, I've said it a billion times, it would make me insane to have to go sit in the scrum and, no, he's doing fine. He's on his program. He'll be back. I get it. It's part of the gig. They
Well, it's
make a
like
lot
you
of
do
money.
a post-game scrum, and then you show up at 3 o'clock,
pregame
and then you do a
scrum.
pregame scrum,
There's
and
a postgame.
literally nothing's changed
Nothing's
in
changed.
12 hours or whatever.
Yeah, K-Law says like they wanted a gotcha with Manny last week. The clip was taken out of context. Yeah, I watched the whole clip with Jake. That was the part that got clipped and sent out all over the country. And again, I don't know that it was Jake that was looking for the clicks necessarily, or if it was just taken and clipped and sent out.
And he's not wrong in what he said. Like, I asked a question. This is what I asked. And
this is
here
what he
is what
answered.
Manny Machado said to that direct question.
Sure.
But I do think, if you watch the 5-minute video,
Look,
context matters.
Context does matter. And I'll belabor this point till the
And
day.
I love Jake. I don't think Jake was trying
Jake's
to
not that
get
way.
you.
He's not that. Jake's not a gotcha guy. He's just not. And I will belabor this point till the day I die. Till the day I die. You put it on my urn. We have no control over how these dudes decide to play. None. Zero. As much as you want it to be the case, it's just not the case. If it were the case, the New York Football Giants would win every football game. The New York Football Jets would win every Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Phillies, Flyers, Eagles would win every single time because their media is quote unquote tough. And there's accountability, certainly. That's what I always want to hear. Like for me, the eyewash I need from a player or a manager or a coach is it's on me.
I know what fans are looking for. I know exactly.
Oh, they want fights.
No, I know what at the very base level, what you want to see from the players and why you want us to ask those questions. Let me check traffic and I'll tell you what it is exactly after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan. Oh, we already did traffic?
Sorry.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Got a few problems here, guys. One of them is crash on southbound 15 right before the 78. Those vehicles are over to the right shoulder. Further down before the 163 accident over to the right shoulder. Also collision on the Loma Santa Fe on-ramp to northbound 5 Coastline. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Ultimately, and tell me if I'm wrong, Woods, but ultimately, you as a fan, all you want to know is that your players, your coaches, your GM care at least as much as you do about
Which will
winning.
never be the case. It's never going to be the case, right?
But they do. If you if you don't think Manny cares about winning enough, and that you care more about the Padres winning than Manny does, you can have that opinion, and then that's fine. But nothing we are going to say to Manny is going to change and all of a sudden make him care the way you want to perceive him caring. I have always believed that it's their livelihood. It's Mike Schilt's job on the line. It's just recreation for the rest of us. It's entertainment for us. It's their life.
The funny thing is, though, I'm in the media. And how many times in a 162-game season do I walk in here in the morning? You guys, hey, did you hear Schilt's post-game scrum? And I go, nope. You know why? Because I don't care. You know what I care about? Wins. I like the game. I want to watch the game. If there's a really crazy, insane thing that happened, sure, I'd like to hear an explanation, but it's not something that I go and salivate for every day. I'm good. I watched the game. I know what happened. I don't need to hear, we didn't get the job done. How many times a year, 162 games, do you need to hear, yeah, we just didn't get it done? What's the other answer? If you got it done, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It just doesn't do anything for me. It never has. I don't really care. I want my players to respect the city that they play for. I want them to play hard for the city that they play in. I want them to respect the fans that show up. And after that, I just want them to win baseball games. That's really all I care about.
No one can deny the preparation and the time that Manny Machado puts in. But he is never going to be the guy who convinces you as a fan that he lives and dies with every moment of every season.
Yeah.
That's not how he approaches it. That's not what he feels like is the best way to get the best performance out of himself. So he doesn't do that.
Correct.
And if that's what you're waiting for,
it's not going to happen.
It's just not going to happen.
Who does do that in baseball?
Right. Who does it?
The guys who do that
Joey
in baseball,
doesn't do it.
The guys who do that in baseball are despised by
They're
the rest
loathed.
of their clubhouses.
They are loathed.
I mean, I'm just literally, can you name one player that doesn't?
I'll give you, again, I hate to do this, but I think Mookie Betts, I think he does. I think he hates losing a lot.
It's not just that
I think,
losing.
I think when he's starting to fail, I think Mookie goes
it's
harder.
The people who show they always show how frustrated they are when they make an out.
He does,
to make sure that everyone knows how frustrated they are.
But again, I think there are people that are doing it for eyewash. I think there are people that genuinely care.
The ones who are doing it for eyewash are loathed by fellow players. The ones who want to make sure that everyone and that stadium knows that they care so much more than everybody else. When I may care just as much as you do, I just don't take it out on my equipment in the clubhouse afterwards. But I also care. You have to show that
Eddie
you care.
Van Halen comes shredding on top of us.
We got some stories we haven't gotten to yet, and Paulie's going to get to that in our Reindl Report, including a veteran quarterback traded in the NFL yesterday and more.
And one hell of a sports rant. You want sports?
Yeah, you want sports rant?
I'll give you that one. Sports. Hard-hitting
They're
market.
entertaining. They can be entertaining for sure. Final hour of Ben and Woods next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Final hour of Ben & Woods brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. 4 baseball games. In fact, this will be the last day of 2025 with 4 baseball games. There is no possible way to have as many as 4 baseball games. In fact, don't believe there could be more than 2 baseball games in any other day of the year after today. But you got a full 4 of them starting at 12:08.
I love the slate.
Mariners Tigers up first, and then at 2:08 it'll be Brewers Cubs, 4:08 Blue Jays Yankees, 6:08 Phillies Dodgers. So they're all staggered 2 hours apart. Going to be some overlap there. End of the first game, start of the second game,
I hate
and
that,
so on.
man. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
It kind of works when there isn't a giant rain delay, which messed up things yesterday. Don't know what the forecast is in Detroit or Chicago. I assume Dodger Stadium should be fine tonight. I don't think we have any forecasted rain until later in the week. We do have a hurricane coming in later in the week. It's not going to hit us, but we could get some of the moisture from a hurricane down south Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe, here.
I don't like moisture.
No.
Not here. I don't. We played last night, and
you guys played last
night.
We
had a night game, which we never get to do. It was so fun under the lights.
Harder to hit under the lights, isn't it?
Dude, it was harder to hit these 2 dudes. Oh, my God. It was the 2 fastest pitchers I've seen in adult league in a decade. I mean,
back
just
to back.
as fuzzy as it gets.
But you guys were in it.
We were in it.
Down 5-3.
5-3 in the ninth.
Ninth inning. Bases
He
loaded.
walked. The bases loaded.
Bases loaded. Who's coming up? Bases loaded. Nobody out.
Your old pal Woodsy.
Woodsy.
Yeah.
It's coming up. Ooh, interesting. So, I mean, you want to get at least one of those runs home, obviously, but you need 2. So you're probably swinging away. You're not looking for just the sacrifice
I
fly.
yelled, drop a bunt.
Yeah, I did not hear you. I had blacked out because the guy was throwing 90, and then he went up and in to me.
Like actual 90.
I saw my life flash before my eyes. And he went up and in, and I went, oh, my God. And then
You're facing 90 miles an hour.
Girl, I am
50-year-old man.
I am 50 years old.
90.
Dude, no joke. The fuzziest I've seen in a decade.
And Matt Strahm was throwing 91 the other day.
Yeah.
So you're facing a major league relief
He was
pitcher.
6'5" and threw Ched. And I got him to 3-2. I got him to 3-2. I fouled off.
Call your shot? Did you point?
No,
Okay.
I fouled off ball 4.
Oh.
Because I'm in swing
You
mode.
would have been happy with ball 4 at that point.
Man, I would have done anything. At that point, I would have been happy if he hit me. Fouled off ball 4, and then he just blew one past me. And as I'm walking back, I thought to myself, you are the least clutch MFer that has ever lived on the planet. And then
Paulie was on deck.
Paulie was on
first,
deck.
your buddy Bruffy was up.
Yep, he hit into a double play.
And so, Paulie, you never even got
got a chance.
I would have been so happy if I were you. Oh, God. Oh, man, damn it. I missed my shot.
I went back and forth as I was watching, in the on deck circle. And I'm trying to time up this pitcher. I'm like, look, he's nasty.
He's nasty, dude.
Imagine
it coming at your face.
But I was visualizing, all right, just get bat on the ball. I could see it going over the infield.
Oh, yeah.
Drop it in for 2.
I visualized it, too.
I was visualizing it, and I was ready, knowing it was going to be a tough at bat. And then the way it went down, 6-4-3 game-ending double play, I go, well, I didn't like that.
No.
I at least wanted a chance. Thanks, Bruffy.
Chances are overrated. I can tell you that right now. The chance was overrated.
Did you answer the tough questions in the post-game media scrum?
All right, let's have the post-game media scrum.
Woods, you're up there. Game on the line. What are you looking for in that situation?
I'm just trying to, as hard as he was throwing, I'm trying to put the bat on the ball. Legitimately, with nobody out, I want to drive in a run. I want to get a sack fly. I want to hit a ball hard to the right side. That's it.
Clearly control issues. He had walked the previous 3 batters. You'd worked the count full, so you're 1 pitch away.
Yep.
What are you thinking swinging at that clearly ball 4 pitch?
I was in swing mode. I was definitely.
Why would you be in swing mode there when he's been walking everybody?
Because it's a full count.
I mean, do you really think you've got a chance to hit? You're 50 years old.
Yeah.
He's throwing 90. Isn't a walk really your only option? Why would you be swinging at all in that situation?
Fouled it straight back.
Are you an idiot?
I was on it. Yeah, I was on it.
Moron.
I was on it. I was on it, and
have you completely lost your marbles? I mean,
yeah, I'm still playing with 20-year-olds.
You've got to be thinking walk in that situation.
No, you don't ever go up thinking walk ever.
You had a pitch that was coming right at you. You take that and wear it to the helmet. You are driving in a run. Your team now has a chance to win the game. You got out of the way like a coward, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. There was another play. I was playing third last night, and a guy came up, leadoff hitter, hit a ball 105 miles an hour off his torpedo bat. I literally turned to the side, so it would go by me.
Olé!
And he gets to third, and I go, hey, that's the hardest hit ball I've ever had hit at me. It was like it came out of a shotgun. He goes, yeah, you turned into a 1-iron there. I go, I sure did. I got it.
Sounds like you don't hate losing enough, Woods.
I don't. I do not. I do not hate losing enough. I also pay to play this. So correct. I do not hate losing enough. You couldn't be more right than that.
All right. Well, now that we established that, let's get to the Reindl Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. It's the Reindl Report, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Gentlemen, we will start off in the NFL. I don't want to say a big trade yesterday, but
a trade.
And,
Trade.
I think a trade that involves a quarterback usually stands out.
Yep.
And trades involving a quarterback with division rivals also stands out. So
Very interesting.
Cleveland Browns traded Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals in exchange for, Cincinnati is getting a 2026 6th round draft pick as well.
5th, 6th round swap, essentially.
Yeah.
So you're moving up 1 round or back 1 round in exchange for Joe Flacco. That's how little Joe Flacco's worth.
That's crazy.
Because, the 5th pick in the draft, that's like 180. And the 6th round will be like 210. You're not necessarily getting a better player. You're getting to pick first.
Yeah.
6th round player might end up being better anyway. So this is a nothing trade, except it involves a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yep.
And the Bengals are really desperate for help.
40-year-old Joe Flacco is the definition of desperation for the Cincinnati Bengals.
I mean, what is it, week 5? Week 6 now? So, this is like our only shot. We're going to try to save the season.
Yeah.
When your quarterback goes down in week 1. Or
Jody
whatever,
B will be back this season at some point.
Said, I think December maybe.
Okay.
Late December.
So you're just trying to stay afloat at this point, and you bring in a guy with experience. Now, everyone is saying, though, he actually may have found a worse situation than the Cleveland Browns. They said the line in Cincinnati is so porous.
Oh, if you're Joe Flacco, this sucks.
If you're Joe Flacco, you have a worse situation going to the Bengals and having Jamar Chase. That's a worse situation than staying in Cleveland and playing quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, these teams never trade at all.
Right.
They're in division, so you don't see it. Cleveland presumably they're a game behind Cincinnati still.
Right.
They want to chase Cincinnati now. They're so comfortable we think so little that Joe Flacco is going to help you that we're basically willing to give him away for almost nothing inside our own division.
We feel like this is actually a better move for us to win, giving you our quarterback. You're going to lose more games than you would have before, and maybe we can overtake.
I'd be hestant if I were the Bengals to be excited about this trade.
As would I. I'm sorry, Bengals fans.
Shedeur Sanders moves up the depth chart
to 2.
QB2? Possibly, yeah.
He was 3.
Reached for comment. He said...
He minded.
Actually, no, he did talk to a TV reporter and said,
number 2.
He appreciated Joe Flacco and he actually helped him out a lot. He said, he's funny. He's an old dude and he's really funny, he said.
He helped me a lot with my time here. Everybody has their own destinies, have their own plans. I'm happy for him. So there you go.
worth opening his mouth for.
Yeah,
Apparently.
Joe Flacco.
So that was your quarterback trade news from the NFL yesterday.
That's your NFL news. We will switch gears to Major League Baseball. Had this video sent over to us earlier this morning from our Odyssey sister station in Chicago, 670 The Score. And they have a voicemail line or something like that. They call it their meatball machine. And after
the meatball machine.
Yes. And after the Cubs lost to the Brewers in game 2 on Monday night, this would have been the voicemail that was played on yesterday's show in Chicago. Some of you guys think about this.
Without further ado, our first meatball.
Hey, Kyle Tucker. Hope you enjoyed your 1 year here.
Kyle Tucker.
Hope you're going to carry this memory of getting skull by the Milwaukee Brewers over and over again into the winter, and you'll have that as a wonderful reminder of why the you need to tell the rest of the league, apparently, to stay the away from this trash heap of mediocrity that just can't past the Milwaukee Brewers. Of all the in the world that are beating the out of the great Chicago Cubs, oh, it's the Milwaukee Brewers. Oh, the Cubs can't possibly outspend them or anything. They can't possibly have a better system than them or anything. No, because it's the great Milwaukee Brewers and their legacy of championships. Me.
Wow.
It started so slowly.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I just want to point out they're outspending them by a good $90 million.
There were so many phrases in that. That was incredible.
C20 Moreno says our fans need to do better. This dude's setting the tone. There's those games that you have that you watch and you're like, you want to beat yourself with a bat. You're just like, man. And it happens for sure. But yeah, this is it. You're really encouraged if you're a Cubs fan. You got Craig Counsell, you got Kyle Tucker. You get through the Padres in the first round, and you're on to Milwaukee, who is your really, I mean, it's a good rivalry. That's a really good rivalry between those two. Made better the fact that Counsell left them for you, and you gotten worked, man. You gotten worked in the first two games.
According to Spotrac, the Cubs did outspend the Padres slightly. They were 5th in baseball. Padres were 6th at the end of the season, according to their figures.
How about the Brewers, though? 90 million?
The Brewers were 17th in baseball.
Yeah,
in payroll.
They've been great, man. They're crazy good to watch.
That was, by the way, Layla Rahimi, former Padres sideline reporter, as one of the hosts there on The Score.
I heard a really interesting piece. I don't want to hijack the Reindl Report, but we got some time.
Go for it.
They were talking about Jackson Chourio, right? And now you see him breaking out. And they said they wanted him in Milwaukee. Pat Murphy specifically was like, no, that's my leadoff hitter. It's weird. Remember we talked earlier about there's a fine line between, what did you say, stubbornness and steadfastness. And
it's not really fun. If it works, it's steadfastness.
Correct.
If it doesn't work, it's stubbornness.
Correct. The dude left Jackson Chourio hitting leadoff. He had the worst OBP and OPS for a leadoff hitter for months. Pat Murphy stuck with him. And he stuck with him. He was patient. This is where you're going to be. We believe in you. You believe in you.
Stubbornly so.
Stubbornly so. And look what happened. Jackson Chourio gets to the postseason and is feeling immensely comfortable in that role in the biggest games of the year. Nobody knows anything. It's literally...
Mike Schill did the same thing. Fernando Tatis Jr. stuck with him all year.
It's literally
didn't reward him in the postseason.
It's just one big guess. It's just one big guess. It's a guess. It's a hope. It's a wing and it's a prayer, and that's what you do. And then you have to answer questions about why you did it. And Pat Murphy's like, see, that's why I did it. And he's some sort of genius. But they basically left him there to kind of figure it out and rot, essentially, and believed in him, never wavered. And look at him now. It's so weird, right? Isn't it so strange how this game goes?
No, I mean, you can put yourself and your team in better situations.
Absolutely,
but
man.
you can never put them in the perfect situation.
We talk about it all the time. Strategic decisions. Why are you playing this guy defensively when this guy should be playing defensively? Well, we have our reasons and our own internal metrics and blah, 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 right? You hear all about that. But here's a perfect example of, hey, shouldn't we move? What would we have said if we were in Milwaukee, the three of us? You got to move him down. He's not getting on base. He's a leadoff hitter that doesn't get on base. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Pat Murphy would have pulled a flapjack out of his back pocket and said, because I know what I'm doing. Right? And we would have said, oh, look who's here, Mr. Infallible, Pat Murphy. Can't question him. Well, look at him. It's crazy. Players sometimes reward managerial steadfastness or stubbornness. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I am done.
Good rant.
Thank you.
Good rant. I liked it. All right. Finally, kind of a weird story in the last 24 hours about, I'm going to call her one of America's sweethearts, Dolly Parton. So
yes,
this was kind of bizarre how this all played out. Dolly Parton had to postpone or cancel some dates on her Las Vegas residency, I believe last week, citing health issues, which at her age, you get a little concerned about that.
She's 79 years young.
Yes. And then earlier this week, her sister Frida posted on Facebook and said that she had been up all night praying for my sister Dolly and added, many of you know she hasn't been feeling her best lately. I truly believe in the power of prayer, and I've been led to ask all of the world that loves her to be prayer warriors and pray with me. And everyone reads that.
It's panic time.
Putting two and two together, you're like, oh no, this is not good for Dolly.
Yes.
Well, apparently she's fine.
Well,
not fine, but not dying.
There was an update given.
Her sister saw the reaction to her original post on Facebook and
oh no,
late last night posted again. I just wanted to clear something up. I didn't mean to scare anyone or make it sound so serious when asking for prayers for Dolly. She's been a little under the weather, and I simply asked for prayers because I believe so strongly in the power of prayer. It was nothing more than a little sister asking for prayers for her big sister. Thank you for lifting her up. Your love truly makes a difference. She's just suffering from some kidney stones right now. So she's not doing great, but
you might as well kill me if I get him again. It's been the worst thing I ever went through. Remember that? That was
if
horrible.
if you were out with kidney stones, which you were, it was terrible. But we just said Woodsy is feeling awful right now. If you could just have some prayers for him, I think everyone would panic.
Yeah,
you do have to consider that when making that
you
statement.
had a couple of big remotes or some appearances coming up and you just had to cancel them
just
without any
Woodsy's
reasoning.
Woodsy's not doing well. If you could all just say a little prayer for him, we're hoping he gets better, and we're confident he will, but he could use your prayers right now.
Really believe in the power of prayer. We
I
need
think that would cause a bit of a panic.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit better.
Jordan says, my coworker had kidney stones. No prayers were done. Little dramatic. Until you've had kidney stones, don't speak on them. It was excruciating. And I had a teeny, tiny one. It was excruciating, radiating pain in your back. Radiating. Laying there going, oh my God, I'm going to die.
I didn't have kidney stones. I had a kidney infection, though. And yeah, it affects your back. You can't walk. You can't sit. You can't lay down comfortably. Nothing is good. It's awful. But yeah, the Las Vegas Review-Journal, somebody from their team, they confirmed Dolly's fine. She's just waiting on a procedure for the kidney stones. She's like you said, 79 years old. It says here she's even recording a music video today. So I think she's okay.
Not on death's door.
Oh, that's good.
I love Dolly Parton. She's great. Legend.
I mean, am I crazy? One of America's sweethearts. Everybody loves Dolly Parton.
Everybody loves Dolly Parton. If you don't like Dolly Parton, you have there's
something wrong
problem
with
you, dude. Yeah, you're a serious problem. Thank you, Paulie.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll take a time out. When we come back, I want to talk. I just saw this story. It involves the Los Angeles Dodgers and the future of baseball on local television.
Ooh.
And why the Dodgers may be the team standing in the way of everybody's happiness around Major League Baseball.
In more ways than one.
It's coming up next after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan. Oh, are you up first?
Sure.
Oh, I pointed. Yeah, Woodsy.
Go ahead.
Doesn't matter.
Not awkward to transition at all to talk about water right now. We've got Eco Water in our home. It's Woodsy, one of the most practical upgrades I've ever made for my family. First with remote monitoring, the first with Wi-Fi and leak detection, the first with whole home automatic cutoffs that can stop a leak before it becomes a disaster. That is not just innovation, it's protection. You can actually see and control. We've got the Eco Water system at home. We got the Eco Water system here at work. They have the most advanced technology in water treatment for your family and business. And you ask, Woodsy, why would I care about that? Well, all right. What you do care about is that it is not hard water. It is soft water, which is so much better for you. It's better for your hair, your skin, your body, your kids, your pets, the food, everything. It's better. And it tastes phenomenal. So also that hard water can destroy your plumbing, your appliances, your water heater. If you ignore it, you could be staring at an entire home repipe. Just think about the green gunk that's built up on your shower head right now. If you have it, you got hard water. Get the Eco Water system. You'll no longer have it again. Try the Soft Life alkaline water now, just $9.95 a month, 760-350-3338, or go to ecowatersocal.com. Let them know that I sent you, Woodsy sent you, please. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keep it in soft since 1925.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
intriguing, Woods. It's a new piece that just dropped in the LA Times from Bill Shakin about the future of broadcasting in baseball. You're going to like the premise. You're going to, for once, nod your head and go, Rob Manfred, I agree with you 100%.
Wow.
All right.
Rob Manfred's goal is for every team to have every broadcast available in just one place. So you're not going to Apple on Friday nights and Roku and, whatever streaming, whatever cable, ESPN, NBC, Peacock. You're not having to switch over and buy multiple different streams from multiple different places just so you can watch all 162 baseball games. Okay. One fee, one outlet, and in an ideal world,
you almost have that right now with MLB TV, but you don't get your local teams in market.
No, this would include your local team,
and you
market.
don't get the Roku Sunday.
Yeah,
or the
exactly.
Friday night Apple
So
TV.
one fee every year. I think most fans would sign up for that, even if it is a little pricey. It's like, hey, but I get every game, and I don't have to pay for anything else. I get all my Padres games everywhere. In fact, I get all games from every team right here. I'm a baseball fan. That's it, and that's the goal. By 2029. When the MLB rights deals all coalesce in 1 year, that's what they want. But there are a couple of teams, one in particular, that are going to be the sticking point. And that is, in particular, the LA Dodgers, who get so much money from their local TV revenues that they don't want to team up with Major League Baseball on a national rights deal with Apple or, Amazon Prime or Netflix or whoever it ends up being with, to be a part of this package. They go, why would we give up all this money to do so? And that is what the kind of the center of this piece is that how are they going to get the Dodgers on board? One theory that Bill Shakin kind of puts forward is that, allow teams to, instead of sharing revenue that they generate in their own ballparks, keep more of that or all of that. Can you imagine a world in which the Padres could keep all of their ballpark revenue, which is among the highest in baseball? Padres sell out every game,
Yes.
Tons of concessions, tons of merchandise. They have to share a lot of that with Major League Baseball right now, with even the lower revenue teams. If they got to keep it all, but then they were also getting the exact same media rights deal as the Dodgers and the Yankees and everybody else, the Padres would all of a sudden be one of the most financially powerful teams in all of baseball under the new world order that Rob Manfred is starting to create. It's a dream scenario for Padres fans. And quite frankly, Padres ownership would love to see come to fruition in the future. What it's contingent on, though, possibly, is a system in which players get a guaranteed amount of revenue from the owners every year, whether it's 50% or 47% or 53%, that every year, whatever baseball makes, that money is guaranteed to go to the players. No less, no more. And in one sense of the word, you can call that revenue sharing. You can call that sharing the profits. But you know what players call that? They call it a salary cap, because that is a fixed amount of revenue. And you can't offer any more than what the 52 or 48% that you're slotted to get in the CBA. And the players have always said, we will never do a salary cap.
Free market, right? Like we're going to take whatever you're willing to give us.
Right.
Whatever you will pay.
That's what they want. On the bottom end, there are plenty of teams who will give you way less than that. But the players always say, but we want the freedom of the teams who will give us more than that to continue unabated with no salary cap. So that's, again, what this fight that is looming in 2027 is looking like.
So every team would be able to keep all of its revenue from its ballpark. Wouldn't that then incentivize owners to put good products on the field and pay more for players to put good products on the field?
They would be like basketball. They would have to pay. They would have to pay all, the prescribed amount of revenue to their players. Every team would have to hit their revenue thresholds to pay players. Most teams would have to pay more, but a few teams like the Dodgers, like the Mets, would be paying quite a bit less because they would be limited under those revenue guidelines. They would not be able to pay what they're paying now, and they'd have to cut way back on their salaries. It would make them less competitive. Their fans would be unhappy. Their players would be unhappy.
But you get to keep all the money.
But their ownership would keep a ton more money. The Dodgers would also make, I mean, imagine the Dodgers making the kind of money, but having to pay 1/3 amount of the salary that they currently do. They would make money hand over fist. But they're actually, to their credit, the Dodgers are not one of the teams that are pushing for a salary cap. They like the system the way it is.
I'm sure they
don't mind paying an insane amount for their players because they also keep raking in an insane amount for their local media rights and their ballpark revenues and everything that they get. So they're not one of the teams that's pushing for a salary cap. But Rob Manfred kind of needs to get them on board to make this work.
Why would they? Honestly, why would you? If you're the Dodgers, you're like, nope, they'd
make a lot more money. They really would.
How could you possibly make more money than they're making right now?
Because they'd be spending $300 million less every year on salaries.
They couldn't, though.
And probably making almost as much, if not more. I mean, they make less than the TV revenues, but that would be more than offset by their lower salaries. And fans couldn't really complain. Like, why aren't you paying your players? Well, we're paying them as much as we possibly can. That's the future world we're looking at in Major League Baseball.
I can't decide if I like it or not.
I don't know. I
can't tell if I like it or not. And I don't think I'd like it if I was a player.
Everyone likes the idea of one outlet for all games on television.
Yes, that's a great idea, right? One outlet, Major League Baseball's hub. We all want that. I just still don't know what a Roku is. So I'm all in favor of that. When it comes to insane TV deals, yeah, everybody, everyone says like you just got to go spend, and I agree. I'm like I'll rob Peter to pay Paul because I want to win a World Series. So I would be a terrible owner in that sense. I would be Steve Cohen. I would just be throwing money left and right that I didn't really. He has it, but like if it was me, I don't have it. I'd be throwing money after because I really want to win a World Series. Just don't have me up at the plate to get the game-winning hit. But I don't know, man. I think anything that stifles a player's ability to earn is going to be met with a lot of opposition, which is going to mean it's going to cost us games. I really do.
That's exactly how you get to a lockout.
Correct.
Yep.
And I don't know.
And a potentially lengthy lockout.
If you're the Dodgers, you're like, I'm not budging one bit. I've got a private equity. I got Guggenheim that owns our team. We have a unlimited revenue stream, and we have a TV deal that pays us enough to cover a top three salary alone.
Can you keep the union together, though? If you told all the minimum play, there's way more players making the minimum.
I know.
And if you said, we're tripling your salary in order, just like they do in the NBA, the journeyman,
the guy you've never heard of with a super max
that makes not super max, the guys you've never heard of that make $12 million a year,
right?
Because LeBron can only make 50 to 60,
right?
It's good for the vast majority of basketball players. Love their salary cap. They make way more than they should be making because they're not bringing people into the arenas.
Here's one thing
LeBron is, but he is bearing the brunt of that. Is Shohei Ohtani and the top Aaron Judge, can they bear the brunt?
Shohei Ohtani makes $2 million a year. You cannot use him as an example. He makes $2 million a year.
Or 70, but
right.
Eventually.
But $2 million his salary. His checks are less than Tommy Edmonds. They're less than Will Smith's. They might be Justin Dean's. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more than Justin Dean.
Fights for its stars. Where basketball's union fights for its rank and file.
The rank and file, yeah.
And I don't know that that's good for baseball's players.
I know he makes $1 billion in endorsements. I know what his endorsements are. That's why he can take $2 million a year in salary. But his paychecks look like Justin Dean's paychecks right now. Like, hey, what'd you get? What'd you get? 350? Yeah, I was 375 this month, right? Like but he's going to be set up down the road. They're already making money on that. Like, if I'm the Dodgers, I'm fighting this thing tooth and nail. Tooth and nail.
Probably will.
I want baseball to feel more fair. I want less excuses being thrown out there. And I hate having the conversation every year of how much can we spend?
Just like the players, star players and rank and file players their interests aren't aligned. Owners' interests aren't aligned either.
Correct.
They've got small market owners and big market owners that have really nothing in common at all.
Nothing other than I also own a baseball team.
That's why it's so hard to get a deal done.
Correct.
Because the two sides aren't
They're
even.
not even congruent.
Can't even agree on their own positions, much less agreeing with the other side.
Oh, it's good. It's going to be interesting how it works. And that they said, what, 2029?
That's when every media right deal is set to expire, and you could create like a league-wide package for everything.
Got it.
But the stage will be set with the CBA discussions that are coming up
next
year.
offseason. Yeah.
All right, we'll take one last time out, come back, wrap things up as we get you ready for more baseball later today. Coming up with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
If you're looking for a place to watch the games, they got TVs all around at 7 Mile Casino. You don't see that at every card room or casino. A lot of places, I've been to a lot of casinos, they don't want you to see a television at all. All they want you to do is focus on the slot machines. They just don't want you looking at anything else. Those are the only video screens in there. But at 7 Mile, TVs throughout the card room, throughout Sammy's, throughout the bar. You can watch sports it's a more like a restaurant club environment than a casino environment, to be honest.
Just happens to have a really, really fun California-style blackjack table, Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, and Baccarat areas as well. So do yourself a favor. Head on down the 5 to Chula Vista, exit Bay Boulevard. Keep going, bust the left. You'll see it right there. Great, tons of parking. Walk in, smoke-free environment. They got everything you're looking for at 7 Mile Casino.
If you want to head out this weekend, Sammy's at 7 Mile also offers Saturday and Sunday brunch, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. was voted the best in the South County. So that's a fun way to spend the weekend. Take some friends and then stick around to play some cards. They take care of their high-limit players as well. Comfortable chairs. Everything you're looking for at 7 Mile Casino. It's just 7 minutes from downtown.
Now open.
This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by IHOP. Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling, sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu, available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Final
That's that
segment.
inflation.
Gets me every time.
I know. It's a bit of a disclaimer.
Yeah.
$7's still a good price. I get it. I get it. They're
Hey,
trying to
things
get you
are
into
more
the door.
expensive in another area, and somebody shows up and
I
goes,
will
"What the f?
Why not
It's
just make it
$6?"
Why not just make it $7 and then $8? In
I
other
will
areas?
say, and I like going out to a good breakfast as much as anyone. When it's like $17 now for like bacon and eggs,
Yeah,
and you go out to breakfast, it's hard to justify that.
it is.
Because I love the breakfast experience. I like they're filling your coffee, sitting there. The toast is always crisp. The bacon's
yeah.
cooked well. But is it really worth the $17 you're now charged for
Bro,
that?
everything,
Your two
everything
eggs
is so expensive.
and your hash
right now.
browns.
I think it is. I do. I think it is. It's one of those things where it's like if I love it, I'm gonna pay for it. That's just how
It's a good experience. Like
that's the thing.
The
It's-
individual ingredients, no, they're probably not worth it because you
No,
can make it for nothing at
but
home.
it does
and
not
it
taste the
tastes-
same.
It's
at
just not
home.
the
It's-
same.
I make scrambled eggs. It doesn't taste
I
the
mean,
same.
obviously, in our job, we rarely get to go out to breakfast. Certainly not on weekdays,
Yeah.
and I really on weekends I don't make much time for it. But I always really enjoy it when I do.
Yeah, every time. So that means it's worth it.
Probably
to me.
better than going out to lunch or dinner. I love going out to a good breakfast.
Me too, dude. I love it. I love a good breakfast, man. I love when we were on a road trip. When we were on our trip, we went out to breakfast. It's the best.
Love when they come by with the pot of coffee and just like top it up for you.
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
Kind of sitting there, taking your time. Got the little carol of jellies that
Yes.
go with your toast and everything. Breakfast is an elite experience.
Yeah, it's like Dub says, it's like making a sandwich versus a deli sandwich. It's not. My wife does this bit where she goes, "Hey, get these French rolls so I can make, like Jersey Mike's for the kids for their lunch." And first day he comes home, I open Bo's lunch. I go, "Oh, you didn't eat your fake Jersey Mike's?" And he's like, I didn't want it. I'm like, "But you eat a Jersey Mike's." He's like, "It's not the same." Dude, don't try to pass stuff off at me. Hey, we literally Jersey Mike's at home. I don't want Jersey Mike's. I'm going to pay for it. If it's good and I appreciate it and I know the experience is going to be elite, charge me $40. I'm going to pay for an experience I know is going to be great. What would get me is I'm so glad that I'm 50 and old and married and I don't have to go out anymore. Going out and paying for drinks is insanity. You need $1,000 to go out on a Friday night like I used to now. Now with Ubers and how expensive drinks are, as much as I used to drink, it's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. So I can't even imagine. You'll get beers like it's $8. I'm like, it's a Coors Light, buddy.
A cocktail 18 to 20 easy
Yeah,
at some
easy
places now.
Oh man, my missus, when we go to dinner, a nice fancy dinner, she get that margarita and she. I don't like it. I'm like, that's $30, dude.
$26.
And I don't complain about prices. But I'm like, you're drinking it. I don't care what you say. You're drinking it. You're drinking the whole thing. Suck it down.
Bro, it's not even going out. Like I went to Vaughn's yesterday to grab I had a basket, not a cart, just a hand basket.
Yeah, hand basket.
And just a few things that we needed for the fridge. And I put my card down and they're like, that'll be $118. I'm like, What?
I
They're
can't-
like $30.
I can't go in the store for $84 is my minimum. That's what I try every time I go in. I'm like, I literally got mac and cheese. What are you talking about?
I can't tell you how many times I walk in and I look, cart or basket. And I go, I just need the basket.
The
I'm going to
basket.
make this a quick trip. And then I end up at the checkout aisle and my basket is overflowing. I'm
heaviest
carrying two things
basket.
under my arm as well. It's
Stupid,
like,
dude.
why didn't you just get the cart? You
Yeah.
thought you could do it with the basket. You couldn't do it with the basket.
Charisma has nailed it. There is nothing worse in the world, nothing, to try at home as opposed to a restaurant than hash browns. And it's never been done. No one's ever done it unless you're like a chef.
Right?
Yeah. No, nothing's close to the restaurant quality of hash browns. Nothing. You can have all the griddles. It just is not
You
close.
just need that flat top that's been on all morning, cooking
yeah.
everything else,
All the other
with all the
grease.
grease on there, and you
Nothing's
just
the
can't
same.
recreate that at home. You
I
can't
still
do it.
I still say steak is number one. Can't duplicate a good
Yeah, you're right.
steakhouse steak.
Which, and they often have ovens that get up to 800, 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
That you just can't do at home.
Can't do
generally.
it. Can't do it. Man. I no, but I'm with you, dude. The breakfast is
Yeah.
I like they're the hash brown like slices or whatever.
You like the patties.
The patties.
I like
yeah.
the diced, like
Not
the
the
patties you can do. If you have a deep
That's what-
fryer,
that's
you
what
can
I
do
was
that.
like,
But
I have 'em
hash
all the time.
browns, like
But they have to have that crispy top,
crispy
still
top.
on the bottom,
Yeah.
and then
Those
they
are
fall
tough.
apart once you put your fork into them.
you cannot replicate those things, man.
Now
You
I'm
just
hungry.
can't. I'm starving. Let's go to breakfast.
Yeah,
after
let's
this.
go to
breakfast.
breakfast.
I kind of do actually. I'm
Check
starving.
traffic. We'll figure out where we're going to go eat next on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Well, happy to report no incidents or accidents, no surprises on our roads. Everything seems to be winding down pretty nicely all around the county. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Kurt nailed it in the chat. The hash brown patties at Trader Joe's, you get like 10 of them. They're frozen. Throw them in the air fryer. Elite. Tastes like a McDonald's hash brown.
Yeah.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
See, that's the key word, though.
Almost.
It's always almost. Doesn't quite get there. Tomorrow, Thursday edition of Ben & Woods, we'll have Eno Saris, a little smart baseball, talk
it.
playoffs. We could have every series over
Yeah,
today.
everybody's facing elimination today.
Or they could all continue. Now, two would be off tomorrow, but we don't know. There's it's an elimination day for 4 teams today in Major League Baseball.
Got
Eno will
some-
join us at 8:35 on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Got some fan bases on edge today. Not ours. Not ours. I guess that's one.
We went through it last week.
That's one glass
And it ended.
half full thing to just watch other people in misery. If you like that kind of thing, which I do, as far as baseball goes.
All right, which series are still on after today?
Phillies are done.
I think the Yankees force a game 5.
Okay, I can
Phillies
get
are
behind
done.
that.
I agree with that. I think the Cubs force a game 4 with Jamison Tyone on the mound against Quinn Priester. But I think the Tigers are done. I think the Mariners wrap it up on the road today.
All right, so you have the M's and the Dodgers moving on,
and the Yankees and the Cubs staying alive.
I'll take the Dodgers moving on. I'll take the Brewers moving on, and I'll take the M's moving on.
Okay, and only the Yankees.
I think the Yankees can win today.
Living to fight for a game 5,
Who are
which
they
would be
throwing?
on Friday.
What's that lineup?
Schlittler.
Adolf Schlittler.
Schlitter.
Cam.
Schlitter.
Cam.
Schlittler.
There's double L's.
Schlittler. Casey Mize is pretty good. He's pretty good for Detroit.
Bryce
I think
Miller's
all 4 series.
pretty good.
I'll say all 4 and
All of them over.
Wow. Okay.
And we're just waiting for the LCSs to start.
How long will that be?
Sunday, I think.
Long time to wait. All right. You said who? Dodgers moving on.
Yankees and Cubs. Cubs force a game 4. Yankees force a game 5. Dodgers and Mariners move on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go. Definitely the Dodgers move on.
I mean, there hasn't really been.
I'll take 3 out of 4.
There's actually been very few surprises in the postseason. You can say Tigers over the Guardians was an upset, but
the Tigers.
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
You know, and then the only one in this round where it's looking like an upset is Dodgers over Phillies, and
it's not an upset.
It's not an upset. I mean, yeah, Phillies
Never.
have more wins in the regular season
Yeah.
and home field advantage, but Dodgers aren't exactly the
Don't start the
underdog.
as much as they're
Yeah.
trying to play it. Don't start the Dodger.
Otherwise, you
underdog
you
narrative.
thought the Mariners were favored. You thought the Blue Jays, should be favored. They had the home field advantage. And the Brewers had the best record in baseball. They're all taking care of business. We're actually going to have the teams you mostly
chalk?
expected as the chalk as the Final Four, which is almost the surprise in and of itself because baseball doesn't usually lend itself to chalky playoffs.
No.
But we're kind of getting a chalky playoff here.
Maybe it's not as much of a crapshoot as we thought it was.
Apparently not.
Do we have to bury the crapshoot narrative as much as we've had to bury
the cream rises to the top?
Yeah, the
Baseball.
the
Weird.
rest versus rust narrative.
Yeah, only the Phillies, and I think that one's easily explainable by their opponent.
That's exactly
It's
right.
The worst underdog in the history of underdogs.
That's right. That's right. So, all right. Yeah, I just want more baseball. So I'm pulling for all the teams that are about to get eliminated to win today because I just want more games and more drama. It's better for everybody. More drama is better for everyone.
The Blue Jays and the Yankees are the one I'm not totally convinced on. I think Seattle wins. I think the Dodgers win. And I think the Brewers win.
Yeah. I think the Brewers win today too.
All right, we will talk all about it tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. when we get together and do this all over again. Tier 1s, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Paulie, appreciate you, our executive producer, doing a fine job as always. And Woodsy, appreciate you as well, even though you're already off the stream. And
appreciate you too.
ready
No,
to
I'm
go
still
to
on.
breakfast. All right, for Woodsy, for Paulie, I'm Ben. Have a great rest of your Wednesday from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long.